Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their court.
The fireworks are not done.
I was getting commentary on his case.
That crap.
Dati mihi Anglican, please. Verbal sloppy.
That's literally not
Oh, for Trump's sake. I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Good morning, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. It has been a crazy morning. Oh my goodness. We've got things happening all over the place. Just went to the auto body shop, not auto body, the auto car repair shop to get my car, well, Mrs. R.A.'s car out of the shop, which she's now leaving to Raleigh in. But without a phone, I might add, which I'm not a big fan of. All right. We've also got court watchers in place. Well, Legally Blonde is in place at the court, where we're hoping they're able to fix the situation, which we ran into this morning, where the court shut down the live stream. And we need that back up, stat. So we're working on that. Let's see, who on the internet? I have no friggin' clue. I have no idea. Who on the internet? Jenny Junie, is it you? Are you subtly taking ownership? Oh, yes. Legal Blonde is there. Okay. Let's see. It was Kimar. Okay. Kimar, congratulations, Kim. You are the internet owner for today. I need all your help. Let's get everything resolved and working properly. That would be absolutely great. Let's see. Legally Blonde's on it. She's talking to him, trying to see if we can get this sorted out. All right. Good morning. There's no live stream URL because they don't have a live stream. I can't share anything. There's no video on their channel, period. Well, I'd share it if I could, but what if Mrs. R.A.'s car breaks down or something? Then she has to stick her thumb out like the rest of the world and hitchhike with the kids to get to safety. And to where, that's, you take a risk. You take a risk when you don't have a phone, and she's just okay with that risk. Funny, I got a car repair ad. We took our car in just to, okay, so I made a mistake, right? I'm right there with Ian Runkle when it comes to repairing vehicles and doing machine work at all, or basically anything technical other than electronics. I went out. We were going to do a trip. Actually, did a trip up to Virginia on Saturday. Just a little day trip. I checked out some pretty cool stuff. Went to a cool park. Saw the bears. And before we went, Mrs. Ari's like, hey, can you just check? Chat's not on screen. I'll turn it on. There we go. It's on screen now. Can you just check the oil in the engine? I'm like, of course I can check the oil. Who can't check the oil, right? And so I go out to the car and I'm like, oil. Okay, there's a little yellow dipstick and it's right next to the oil fill spout. So how can you go wrong? I mean, the two are connected. I know it's the oil dipstick. And I get a little, like a paper towel, and I pull it out, and it's like 1.5 yards long, right? So you have to like full wingspan to get this thing to see the end. And I wipe the thing off with a paper towel so it's all clean and dry, and then I take it, put it all the way back in, like let it marinate for a second, in the oil so I can get a good reading. And I pull it back out and look at it. And there was nothing. Like nothing. I'm like, I'm like, maybe it's my bad eyes. I'm like trying to shine a light on it from the right angle. And I wipe it off and there's like a little tiny bit of residual oil. Like there was something in the tube and it got a little bit oil on it. I'm like, there's no oil. We have no oil. We need oil in the engine. Everyone knows you need oil in the engine. And I look at the cap, and the cap says 5W-30. I'm like, guess what? A long time ago, when I thought I was a genius, I went out and I bought oil for I believe it was a motorcycle at the time, and I bought the wrong stuff, and I got 5W/30. And I've had it for 2 years or 20 years, whatever it was. Okay, what's a zero between friends? I've had this oil just sitting around, brand new. It's like Pennzoil, top. It's good stuff. And so I'm like, I've got the oil. We can fix it. And I open it up and I make a paper cone out of a page, like they don't have the real cone. And I put in two quarts. I'm thinking, how much oil does an engine need, right? I mean, this 2 quarts sounds good. And I put in 2 quarts, and I think let's see how much that is, right? Because I don't know. Does it need 5? Does it need 10? Does it need 1? I'd like to know. So stick the oil dipstick thing, do the same routine, pull the thing out, and there's nothing. There's nothing on the dipstick. And I'm like, okay, Mrs. R.A., you used to work in a car shop, right? You used to work in a repair shop. You did all the repairs for a whole fleet, hundreds of vehicles. Your eyes are probably better than mine. Come out, just take a look at the oil dipstick and see if I'm right. And so she comes out and looks at it. And she's like, I think the line's way up here. I think it's way up here on the dipstick, and I don't know why it's just not like black like you'd expect oil to be. I mean, everyone's watched Beverly Hillbillies. Oil is black, right? It was not. It was not black. I guess it was like clear, like a light maple syrup or something. So I'm like, well, so what? I do a quick search on the internet. What would be the bad thing that happens if you have, say, like 2 quarts extra oil in your engine? Is that good or bad, or is that just like having some spares, like overfilling the tank, but you'll use it and it'll be fine? Apparently, there's a lot of bad that can happen with too much oil. And so we decided not to take that car to Virginia with 2 quarts extra oil in the engine, and took it to the shop instead and said, can you guys just drain the oil and then put the right amount of oil in, and we're just going to leave it. We're not going to touch it. And that's what they did. So $70 later, they fixed my problem. All the extra good oil that I put in there has just gone away. And now it's time to sing happy birthday. So that was my morning. How are you guys doing? It's a wonderful day. It is absolutely beautiful. It's
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day! Welcome to Wednesday. I'm seeing stars. Hang on. That was a good one. Wow. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the work week. We made it all the way to the middle. It's all downhill from here there. So we do have birthdays to celebrate after that warm-up. 2 thumbs up. Thank you. You can live here for another week.
Hush. Now I'm trying to have court. Don't raise your voice.
I hear you. Okay, let's see. Still nothing from Warren County. Why? Warren County, you got to fix it. In front of the Walmart. You got to fix it. All right. We've got birthdays for Missy Pants and Rose with Thorns today. Why is my chat not updating? Is it? There went 600 subscribers. We're now below 67.
Don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
Oh, I'm sure we're below that again. Let's see. The birthday wishes were in here somewhere. Let me just find them again. Hang on. Wait. I'm scrolling up. Thank you, Josh. I needed that again. I could not find it because I'm the guy. All right, let's celebrate the birthday songs and then get ready to hopefully watch court as we're hoping that they get their IT fixed up. Kim, thank you very much for doing that. You might need to call Warren County, Ohio, get them sorted out. Everybody stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbors, and warm up with me if you will. La 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 la. Lori, I'm so sorry. 5:51 in the morning. This song must be really annoying. This is better. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Missy Pants and Rose with Thorns. Happy birthday to you. Missy Pants and Rose with Thorns, happy birthday. I realize there are many wonderful days. Today is your special day. And I realize there are a million places you could be and a million people you could have celebrated with, but you chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully we can return some of the joy we feel in our hearts back to you and make your day just a little more specialer. Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP, Village Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. There we go. Happy birthday to all who are celebrating. Oh no, did the Brewers lose last night? Did they lose? They're down 2? Means they have to win like the next 3 in a row away from home. Ugh. Come on, Brewers, you got to do better. We're counting on you. We're depending on you. I realize already it's been a miracle run, but we're cooks, Jeff Sneaker. We're cooked. 5-1. Ouch. The dancer's not dancing quite as energetically with the loss. Lost both home games. Now they have to go on the road. Well, maybe they're just like, look how much drama we can create. We'll lose at home, then win straight on the road. Okay, drum solo finish. Let's do this. Ozzy37 says, if you have time, RA, can you give us a rundown of your tech setup? Well, we have time as we're waiting for court to fix their IT. There is nothing up on this. So on a quick rundown, the heart of my my setup, Ozzy, is what's called an ATEM Mini SDI ISO. Yeah, it's a lot of words, but it's made by Blackmagic Design, and it's an 8-channel switcher that instead of having HDMI ports, it has what looks like a twist barrel lock, sort of like a cable connection. And so it's a professional video switcher with the professional hookups. It takes 8 inputs at once, and I can mix around and show you, just by hitting a button, I can show you, where the court, what the time should be for deliberation. I can show you where court should be, which they're not. There's nothing there. We can look over my shoulder and see. Over my shoulder and see what's happening here. And I can also put me on and off the screen and move it around in a million different places and resize it and everything. And all of that is manipulated by both my computer up here and a Stream Deck XL, which has like a billion buttons. Let's see, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 8 buttons. And there are 78 pages. Like I can scroll through all these different pages of buttons you can't see, but they're changing to access every possible control I can do here. Manipulate colors, backgrounds, keyers, everything. Let me run back to where I want to be. Anyway, so that's the heart of it. For audio, I use the Rode Podcaster or Procaster, I think it's called, which is the original version. They've got a newer one. This is a lot better, but I just haven't felt the need to update. And I record using HyperDecks from Blackmagic Design on HyperDeck Cloud Dock 2. So that's over here. So HyperDecks record audio, video onto a bunch of things. Somebody's calling in. Hang on 1 second. Oh no. It's Legally Blonde. Hang on. Hey, Legally Blonde, you're on the air. Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. How are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, just living that Wednesday morning dream. It is a mess here. So not only is the live stream down, but the jail lost power, and the defendant couldn't even be here because the whole jail is on lockdown.
They might have to postpone this.
Hold on for just 1 second. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah. Do you guys have yeah, I can hear you. Did he have bad weather or something?
Okay, good. No, it's beautiful. It is like a perfect fall day. And I guess, so some of the jurors were affected by the power outage here in Lebanon also. Mm-hmm. When the judge talked about it, they were like, and the one that shook her head, yes, she definitely looked like she woke up late.
Did they all make it there?
They did. There's only 12. There's no alternates.
Oh, nice. I guess they're confident. So, are they deliberating now?
I think they are. Okay. They got the dynamite charge. Okay. And I did let them know that the court feed was down. They are looking into it. So I'm not really sure. So my thoughts on the jury, there seem to be 2 curmudgeons in the group. And there's this one woman, I thought she was like nodding the whole time the judge was giving the charge. And I think she might be the peacekeeper of the group. She looks so burdened. Like it's almost like she is taking the fact that they don't have a verdict yet
personally
as like a personal defeat. Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad for her. And Mr. Thomas's mom is not here. And the prosecutor did show up this morning, even though she said she wasn't going to. That's what she said last night, right?
Right.
And I will have to stock the courtroom since the feed's down.
Right. Crazy. I'll tell you this. The judge said last night that when he gives the dynamite charge, he's going to let them deliberate for 1 hour. And then he's going to send a follow-up note in saying, hung, or do you see a possible way to a verdict? So it could
hung
be
or not.
Yeah. Hung. Do you like me? Check yes or no. It's going to be that sort of note, basically giving them an easy out if they're hung. So we could have a result in an hour, and you might be our only eyes and ears watching that with the court having the technical issues.
I will be there. Well, you know what, though? I don't think if the jail is still on lockdown.
They can't bring a verdict without him here. There's no way.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
But
so
they might find a way to, the judge orders him to get released and everything and to the custody because, man,
even still, I bet that, don't you think that would take forever if the jail is on lockdown?
I don't know. We'll see. Here's the thing. The other 3 courtrooms are up. They're live. I know. They're working.
Yep. I told the court reporter, and I will say Mr. Engel did not look happy to see me.
He's like, you again. It's like, here's a more interesting one. Are you happy now?
Bothered by my presence.
We pretty much liked him this time around, though. He should be okay with that.
Well, maybe he doesn't like thinking that someone's watching his every move.
Yeah, we are.
Maybe it makes him nervous.
We are.
Yeah, we are. He doesn't know that we all are. He just thinks it's me. So I'm getting the eyes of all chat.
Yep.
Yeah. But his legal aid, she's very nice.
Yeah.
The judge did not address me like Teep did.
Right.
But
at this point, it doesn't matter as much, right? If it were earlier in the trial, he might be concerned if I agree. Are you a witness or who are you? But
yeah, I agree. So that's really it. I'm just going to sit here and wait, I suppose.
I'm really glad you went there because you might be our only resolution for this. So
yes, I'm glad I was here too. Do you guys want to know the jury breakdown?
Yeah, please.
All right. It's mostly women. Sorry, I'm flipping through my notebook here. And I didn't see them long enough to get a sketch.
Okay.
But there is one who looks like a gray blonde version of Harvey Adelson. He had the bitter beer face and all.
Oh, nice.
He was one of the curmudgeons.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got 8 women, 4 men, 1 who was in their 20s, late 20s, and then most of them in their 40s, and then 2 grandparents, possibly great grandparents at this point. Right. When they got the dynamite charge, one of the women, she's like in her 60s. She has this really long, beautiful gray hair, and every time the judge said something about, trying to work it out or whatever, she would close her eyes, like the whole time he was saying that sentence.
Like shut it out.
I can't
I'm not
hear
listening.
you.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
I can't plug my ears, but I will shut my eyes.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're moving towards a hung jury.
I agree. And it looks to me actually like they have come to agreement on some of the charges, but not all of the charges.
And that's going to be
because when he said that, if you can agree on some, great, or whatever the charge is, and if not, that's fine too. But when he said you can agree on some, it doesn't mean you have to agree on all. Several of them nodded their head like, oh, okay, yeah. So there might be, a verdict on some and then hung on others.
I'm glad he stressed that point, because when they asked the question, they said we were unable to reach a resolution, a unanimous decision on one or more charges. And always we get flashbacks to Karen Reed, like, oh, great, how's this going to go down? Does the jury understand this part of the process? Because it's confusing already. But him explaining that they can return a partial verdict. It sounds like that's what he did this morning. So I think we'll be good there. But
I think so too. I mean, when we get a verdict is, or when they, whenever they can bring the defendant, excuse me.
He has the right to be present for all substantive portions of the trial, right?
Yes. And, Judge Oda did ask Mr. Engel, he said, what would you like to do? And Engel said that he talked to him last night about not having to come in for the jury question. So he felt comfortable waiving his appearance this morning just for the dynamite charge. So even if we get another question, they still won't have to, they can still go through that without Mr. Thomas.
I seem to remember right as Mr. Thomas was going off screen and the judge was asking, does everyone want to be there? Mr. Thomas nodding as he wanted to be there, as he was taken out of the courtroom yesterday. So that's interesting that Mr. Engel made that call for him. I realized the question.
Well, he said that we talked last night, so maybe it was after? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So
but
that's all I got.
Wow. I think Mr. Engel sat out all night in the courtroom. I don't know how late he was up. I went to bed. He was still there.
No, he's not in his funeral getup, so he at least changed.
Yeah. Okay.
He's in a nice light gray suit today. He looks nice. That's his color.
This is victory suit?
We'll see.
All right. Legally Blonde, keep us up to date, as always. Feed's down, so we're going to depend on you this morning. I appreciate you so much.
Feed's up. Feed's down, I'm up.
Thank you. Appreciate you being there. Taking one for the team.
See ya.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, man, Legally Blonde. Wonderful. It's great at times like this. Obviously, I'm glad that this is a situation that brought this feed down. I'd rather it be something technical than a deliberate act with somebody who didn't like our coverage or something like that and said, I'm not going to let them do this. Sometimes you get government personnel who think that because they have the taxpayer-funded computer that connects to the YouTube, that they can control everything and whoever watches it, and that's not the case. So we'll keep an eye on that. If you guys also, for those of you who are watching Warren County Common Pleas Courtroom 3, keep an ear to the ground to see if the feed comes back. It's just been up for so long, I don't think anyone in the court knows how to start it and stop it. Why is the jail on lockdown? They've had some technical issues, probably network or electricity related due to the power outage. Somebody asked a question, what is a dynamite charge? A dynamite charge is an instruction that is only given to a jury if they're not able to reach a verdict. If they come back to the court and say, Judge, we're stuck. We're not unanimous. We can't get to a verdict. That's the only time the dynamite charge comes out. Think of it as like being a hung jury is like a log jam in a river blocking progress. Dynamite in a log jam shakes things up a bit, right? It causes a reset, and it's possible that those same logs, once they've been dynamited, might cause another log jam, which would be a hung jury in this case. But it's also possible that little dynamite charge and encouragement to go back and try again and rethink it, and sometimes they'll ask you to point out the other person's strongest the strongest factors for their side. Look at it through their eyes, basically. It also, in this particular case, I think won't do it because it has such limited time for progress. You only get an hour, which we're already 10 minutes into. So in 50 more minutes, the judge is going to send a note back into the jury and say, did it work? Check yes or no. And if they say no, they're coming back with a verdict or with a hung jury, and it's declared a mistrial. The state then has the option to retry. They probably will in this case. And then we get to rinse, wash, and repeat. So, anyone know when the Daisy Trail starts today? Starts at, I believe, 10 something, Ashley. So we're going to be going there in a minute. But is the dynamite charge the same as an Allen charge? Yes, or a Howard charge is what they call it in. The judge says I'm giving a modified Howard charge. So every state sort of has a different name: dynamite, Allen, Howard. There's a couple others that are out there, but in function, it's nearly identical. Just some are very strictly structured and some are more loose. Some can only be given once, some have to be given twice. Every state is just a little different. Duck Dynasty uses on a beaver dam? Yes, that works. As does a backhoe usually. I thought they said 10:30. That sounds about right, Regina. Did they come back last night saying they're hung? I fell asleep. Winter Sky, depending on when you fell asleep, yes, the jury did come back and say they were hung. And the judge said, I'm going to give the dynamite charge in the morning. We're just going to send him home. But that was about, 9:30 at night. So there was a Tui Rodriguez. That was in Massachusetts. You're right, Agony Goose. But aren't they agreed on some form of what she understood? It's very likely that on some of the charges, the jury has reached a unanimous conclusion, a unanimous decision. So we would have a split verdict. They would return a verdict of either guilty or innocent on one or more of the charges, and then on the remaining charges declared they're hung and unable to reach a conclusion. Did he give the charge already? He did. And the live stream has been down this morning because of the power outage, and so we have not seen it. Oh, man. I hope the tech support gets on that. I'd really like to see how this ends. But worst case scenario, court watcher in the courtroom will know for sure. So Legally Blonde, thank you for that. All right, let's do this. Let's look at some other courts while we're waiting for this to happen, because we've also got. This is weird, because look, you've got this is courtroom 1 is up, Warren County courtroom 1. Let's see, there's another one that was up. I thought maybe it's just one that's up. What's this one? Maybe it's just courtroom 1. Courtroom 4 is up. Right here. But courtroom 3, the one we need, nada. Nothing there. All right. So instead, we're going to go check out some of our favorite courts around the world, or the country for the most part, not the world. I wish we had the full world courts. Let's go to Judge Dad. We haven't been to Judge Dad in a while.
What order are you in? Well, I'm going to
Got to move.
Ma'am, I'm going to adjourn these show causes. I'm going to give you some time to get some money together. You wanted me to do that? And I'm going to be very reasonable. Okay? But, young man, you got to grow up, son.
Yes, sir.
Are you driving yet?
No, but I'm about to get my permit pretty soon.
All right, so I'm just telling you, on its face, somebody who's throwing tickets in the garbage and not telling their mother, or putting them in drawers and forgetting about them, that's a dangerous instrumentality of vehicle. You be careful. Heather, I'm going to have you adjourn these out a month. Man,
Hey,
you
Judge.
try to come up with $200 by then, and I'm going to be more than reasonable. Right? Okay, John. All right, Tabitha, be right there. Oh, We'll adjourn it out 4 weeks. I'm going to send him down there and you can talk to him, okay?
Okay, Judge.
All right. Thank you very much for coming with him, ma'am.
Yes.
I hope you're listening to me.
Yes, I was definitely. Yes.
Good luck. Go down the hall and get your notice if you would, okay?
Show your mom your report card too.
Cody James Hartwig, 25W839991. Hartwig? Could I have Hartwig up here? I want Jeanette Stutz up here. I want Hartwig up to the podium.
He's in shorts.
Come on, sir.
He's in shorts.
And I want Baccaroo and Stutz at the table there. Your name? No, I don't want to shake hands with you. Right there. At the podium. You guys have a seat right at the table there. Mr. Hartwig, what's going on? Your name?
Tony.
All right. How you doing?
Yeah.
Not too bad. You nervous? Who's this, your mom? What are you, a senior? Charged with reckless driving. You know that? I'm going to give you a lawyer. We'll put you with a lawyer. We'll give you a we'll give you a lawyer, and that lawyer will talk to you about the case, and he'll represent you. And when you come back in, toss your gum out in the garbage out there, okay? Will you please?
That's
fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Jeanette LaRue Stutz, 25W839823. Your name, ma'am? Charged with open intoxicants in a vehicle. You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. Otherwise, I'm going to
I'm going to throw you. No, just kidding. I'm not going to throw you in jail.
arraign you and have you go talk to the prosecutor yourself.
Talk to a lawyer.
Okay.
Arraign, not
Send
arraign.
both up with lawyers. Baccaroo. You go out in the hallway, ma'am. Jennifer Lynn Baccaroo, 25W8401168 and B. Name? Drive while suspended, defective equipment. You have the right to a lawyer. Do you want one? I'll arraign you then, and then we'll go from there. It is alleged that on September 18 of 25 that you did operate a motor vehicle with a suspended license in the city of Woodhaven, County of Wayne, on Allen near West. That's driving on a suspended as a misdemeanor punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail. Costs are all those 2 points. You also have a civil infraction charge of defective equipment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
I'm entering a not guilty plea, $500 personal bond. You do not have to post any money, but here are your bond conditions. You cannot leave the state without consent. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. We're going to send you to the prosecutor. You go to the prosecutor to meet with the prosecutor. Once you do that, either way, you're coming back in front of me. Okay?
Oh.
Any questions?
No.
All right. So he's going to bring your file to the prosecutor. You can go right outside into the hallway.
Okay.
Monique Lagness.
We're flying through the cases here. Everyone's getting a lawyer.
Monique Madeline Lagness, 25W83862.
Bench warrant.
Do we know where this lady is?
He's in county.
Okay.
Oh, she's in county. Never mind.
She's coming in, Judge.
In custody. I guess denim and blue is the color for this court. That or the camera.
You have to start your video, man. Ms. Lagness, you have to start your video. Can you get the deputy, please? People against Patterson. Rashid?
Ready, Judge.
Kareem Patterson Jr., file number 25W839530. I'll be right with you, Ms. Lagness. I called another case when you weren't on. Just bear with me. Your appearance, counsel?
That's P76343. Mr. Patterson, will you please say it following the judge?
Your client pled guilty to the lesser included offense of operating while impaired. He was referred for a screening and assessment. Have you had the opportunity to review the report with him, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
Judge, we haven't had a chance to review it. There are no material additions, deletions, or corrections.
Anything you would like to say on his behalf?
Really fast.
Judge, Mr. Patterson is not heavily in an alcohol problem, as you can see from the report.
You have to take your hat off, sir. Go ahead.
See the report, Judge, he drinks maybe once every 2 months or so. This happened in a tough time in his life. His father just committed suicide. He went out to a family and celebrated too much, and drove and got arrested. he takes full responsibility. We got Brandon on the first, took a plea right that same day. And he wants to split the county as soon as possible. So we're asking for the 12 months probation. I would ask that since he works full-time, 40 hours per week, we limit or delete, the court work program just because he works full-time with his family. And minimizing testing because he's going to be clean every single time. So based on that, Judge, he's got strong favorite spokesman both times. The sister was here last time. We're a great night for the prosecutor. Yeah, that's I think what we need to have. And he just needs family support and able to be brief with his family. Stay with Mel, which he will do. So I'm just asking that you send some accordingly and
this guy talks on 2 times speed.
For work program. Otherwise, I think the substance abuse class would be great and still with the victims impact panel.
Sir, is there anything at all that you would like to say?
No, sir.
There was your chance.
12 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. Kratom, poppy seeds, and CBD oils are prohibited. Consuming food or other items containing those substances will be deemed a violation. I'm going to order that you submit to testing. I'm going to make it bi-weekly for 3 months. If you're clean, I'll then make it monthly, okay? So you have to go bi-weekly for 3 months. If you're clean, I'll make it monthly. I'm going to order that you attend that program as recommended, the Substances of Abuse Group through Class A Training Center. I'm going to order that you serve 4 days jail credit, 1 serve 3. I'll let you serve those as follows. One day of community service by November the 28th. By the way, you've seen his AA verification counsel?
Yes.
Has he been going once per week?
Yeah.
He showed that to you this morning?
He showed me this morning, but
Let's see it, sir. Your AA verification.
Oh, that's good. Paperwork there, but I thought I started that once I went to this birthday. Well, someone's my second birthday. Start my second birthday.
no, you're supposed to start first. That's why we talked. I thought you went to 2 of them the last 2 weeks.
What do you mean? Did I just tell you what I was going to do in the future? October 1, I set your bond. I told you to go to AA once a week. Why didn't you do it?
Because I thought
Why would I have told you to go once a week if I didn't mean for you to start until another day?
I started once. So I don't know.
Did I say that?
I misunderstood you.
Am I doing that bad of a job up here where I'm that unclear, where I try to, come on.
Just like today, accidentally. Sorry,
It's probably my fault. And I should have stressed to him that it was before probation, but I told him he was probably going to do that during probation as well. After we met with the probation department, we're here till
He graduated high school, right?
Yes.
He doesn't have any learning disabilities, right?
Well,
You're going to do a better job of listening to me, aren't you? Going forward?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
said, are you going to do a better job?
Are you going to do a better job of listening to me and following directives, or are you going to make your own rules here? You make your own rules, we're going to have a big problem.
He said, excuse me, after the judge said you're going to do a better job listening to me, right? Excuse me? I wasn't listening.
Hey.
Can you repeat?
It's the 21st century. For whatever reason now, some people think they don't have to listen to what authority says anymore. We have the right to disagree with people. The right to go out in the hallway say I'm the worst judge in the country, that I was trying to make you go to AA once a week. It's okay, you got that right. But you don't have the right to ignore orders. This kind of thing drives me crazy because I don't get it. I just don't get it. So let me be clear. You're going to go to AANA at least one time until you're in the class.
Until he's in the Class A.
Correct. So he's starting today. We're giving him another form. He's going to go in person. He's going to have that form signed by somebody there every time he goes, and every time he comes to probation, he's going to bring that form with him. We need an AA verification given to this young man, John. So, do we understand one another a little bit better now?
Yes, sir.
Good.
There was no excuse, but this is his first time I'm being in court, so I'm just gonna, I probably misled him a little bit.
How would you have missed one? Come on now.
I'm just saying, because I told him like, oh, you're probably gonna get assigned to that as well after probation. I just went through what his probation would probably be, so it just.
He graduated.
I know, Judge, but.
Seems like a very intelligent young man. He's just not paying attention. All right. 4 days jail credit, 1 serve 3, 2 on the court work program, 1 day of community service. I'll give you until November the 28th to pay that or to complete that. Fines are $300, costs are $325, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment fee. Your fines and costs are $750, screening $60 for $810, probation fees are $240
What's the total,
for
Judge?
$1,050 plus your court work program fees. Everything included amounts to $1,120. You may be eligible for early discharge if you're compliant. If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 93 days. You have 21 days to appeal and 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for appeal purposes. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions?
Sir.
Anything? Can he pay all this to?
Judge, I don't think you can pay it off.
How much does he have to?
Like 50.
Make a payment. Friday.
$50. Owes $1,000.
You live with your mother, right?
Oh, yes.
You pay rent? How much do you earn per hour? You're living out in the hog. $18 an hour, and you're not having you don't have to pay any rent. That's a good deal. I'm not trying to be a wise guy. I'm trying to make you understand. You should have come here with some money too, but I'll deal with it. $50 a week is all I'm going to ask you to pay. You get paid weekly, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to start this beginning on Monday. That will be on October the
20?
Yes. Now, if you don't have the money, no problem. Show a little respect. Call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can walk in here on or before the due date, 8:30. I'll give you an extension. If we have to do that, I don't care how many times, 112, 32, 7, 9. It's fine. Just don't ignore me, okay?
Judge, seeing as he gets paid on Fridays, can he pay the first one this Friday? Would it count for Monday?
I'm just having him not pay on Mondays to give him an extra day to come here. If he wants to pay Friday, he can pay Friday.
Just want to make sure.
And this is your mother over here? Which one?
Yeah.
And who's that with her? See, your mom and grandma are here supporting you, right?
And
Make them proud.
Live rent free.
Listen better.
Listen better.
Take me more seriously, or we're going to have a problem. Best of luck to you. I wish you well. Good luck. Laginus, Monique, and you're going to meet with probation before you leave here, okay?
Listen
Thanks.
better.
Monique Laginus. Monique Madeline Laginus, file 25W838-622. Ma'am, you have to unmute there.
He's going to call somebody else. Hates wasting time. Wait.
All right. Thank you, Deputy. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Monique Laginus.
You're charged with retail fraud, and you have the right to an attorney. Would you like an attorney?
Yeah, I believe I would.
Okay.
Court appointed. Yes.
Okay, we'll set you up with a lawyer on Zoom, and you will talk to the lawyer. Just be patient.
Okay.
Make sure you tell them that she's in custody, will you, John? So they can kind of get to that one. They're not going to want to have her waiting that long. So you go ahead. Just they'll be in touch with you very soon.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Yes.
Tonight I have Antonio Trevon Revere here. This is file number 25W88674.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mike Hill.
Mr. Revere, how are you?
I'm doing well, yeah. How are you?
Good. Your name?
Antonio Trayvon.
You were in the military.
Correct.
And I thought I read in here somewhere you were in the Marine Corps.
Correct.
What are you doing?
Making a hard decision.
All right. So he pled to operating while impaired. On September 17, he was referred for a screening and assessment. Have you had a chance to review that report with him? And are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
Yes, Your Honor. I have had the opportunity to work with my client. There are no material provisions or deletions, except the court should be aware that he's no longer holding that job at Civitas as indicated in it. Otherwise,
why did he leave there?
He didn't leave. The reason he doesn't work here anymore is because he picked up this charge. It was a driving related job. So because he picked up this charge, they let him go. But it's all new work. We'll talk about that. But yeah, he's not working there. So
where's he working now?
You know, he's just been hired over at Cove in Dundee. He starts on Monday.
All right. Anything else? Is everything else in the report accurate?
Yes, Your Honor. Everything else is accurate. My client understands what the recommendation is. It's fair and reasonable if this is known. He can comply. We have the court to adopt the recommendation as presented.
Just give me 1 second here, please.
Sure.
Sir, is there anything that you would like to say?
No, on there.
Okay, so let's just talk about this. You were pulled over because your headlight was out. But what troubles me is you also had a drunk driving when you were in the military where all they did was give you formal counseling, no conviction, right?
No, Your Honor. They did take an alcohol test when I was in there, and I didn't have anything in my system. So that's why I was never charged. I was only charged with refusing a breathalyzer because it was from a direct order.
I see. Okay. Well, it makes a little difference.
You refused a breathalyzer with nothing in your system?
12 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no illegal drugs, marijuana. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. Kratom, poppy seeds, and CBD oils are prohibited. Consuming food or other items containing those substances will be deemed a violation. You're to attend the Substances of Abuse group through the Class A Training Center. Attend that, complete that.
Lucy, welcome back.
Also, you're to attend the Victims Impact Panel.
2 weeks in Dubai. I bet you saw some cool cars. They have awesome cars over there.
No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. Submit to chemical testing, PBTs, and ETGs. I'm going to make it bi-weekly for 3 months. If you're clean, I'll then make it monthly. Kratom, poppy seeds, and CBD oils are prohibited. Consuming food or other items containing those substances will be deemed a violation. So again, Victims Impact Panel, bi-weekly testing for 3 months. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, no kratom, no poppy seeds, no CBD oils. Substances of Abuse group through Class A Training Center. Attend that, complete that.
I love a good poppy seed muffin, though, Judge. Can you make an exception for poppy seed muffins?
Okay. 4 days jail credit, 1 for 3. And I'm going to only have you do 1 day on the court work program. So credit 1 day court work, $35 a day charge for that. So for $35, and then 2 days of community service, I'll give you until November 28 to 25. You may be eligible for early discharge if you're compliant and you don't have any violations within the preceding 90 days. Fines $300, cost $200, $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. So fines and costs here amount to $625. Probation fees are $240 for 865. Screening fee is $60 for 925. Court work program fees are $35 for 960. And then you have cost of recovery of $150 for a total of $1,000. $110. You have 21 days to appeal. You have 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. And again, you may be eligible for early discharge. If you violate, again, you could get 93 days. Do we understand one another?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions on the sentence, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Can you pay all of this?
Your Honor, I'm going to pay that today.
How much does he have today?
Your Honor, I would propose paying $100 today. He's asking for a payment arrangement where he can pay, I'm sorry, he can pay the $100 by October the 20th, Your Honor. He's got some money coming in. And he's asking to pay $75 every 2 weeks thereafter.
Where's he working again now?
Just got a job at Kroger's.
All right, $100 by October 20, $70 bi-weekly, beginning on November the 3rd, okay?
Yes, sir.
If you ever need more time, just come talk to me. I'll be happy to give you the extension on it before the due date at 8:30. If you would prefer, you can call up and we'll Zoom on or before the due date at 8:30, okay?
Zoom.
Best of luck to you. Thank you. Tyrus Trevante Bryant. You'll meet with probation before you leave. This is 24B716-3361.
Judge is hauling through the docket here. We're about 15 minutes or so away from the judge.
Okay, your name, sir?
The jury.
Ayden, Brian.
Failure to pay fines costs, $925. That's the charge. What's your name, ma'am?
Rachel Smith.
You're his mother?
No. This is
Okay. Mr. Bryan, you're charged with failure to pay $927. If I find you didn't pay and your failure to pay was not without your fault, you could be incarcerated for the balance. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign an advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. There will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to an attorney. If you want one, I'll give you one. Would you like one?
Yes.
Set him up with a lawyer. Not guilty plea is entered. How many days did you serve on this case initially?
45.
Yeah, so, yeah, you have 320 more days you could get in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot.
Why didn't you come and talk to me? When I tell everybody what I just told him and the last guy. Why didn't you come and talk to me?
I have other probations that I'm paying on, and
did you come talk to me?
No, Your Honor.
Did I tell you to come talk to me if you didn't have the money?
Yes, Your
Why
Honor.
did you do it?
Because I was in CBT, which is flip the script, and that was a mandatory program that I had to be at Monday through Thursday.
We'll give you a lawyer. How's that? And then you guys can come in here and tell me everything. But again, you just can't do this. I don't have a problem giving you extensions.
I made a payment too, Your Honor. On the website, the payment is all the way down to $800 now. I have been making payments.
You were supposed to pay $75 a month beginning in June. All right. Go talk to your lawyer. And you come back in front of me, okay? Attorney here. Thank you.
You can change your name.
Tarrant?
This is the name you chose when you set up your account. So you did
25W8396608 B 24W8371948 23W8325996A. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
Oh, good.
Okay, so
do better if I was
what brings you here?
Well, the last time I was in front of you, I was in jail for 4 days for a ticket. The officer put me over for, so I came from you for some unpaid tickets. But I was unaware of this ticket he gave me for legal terms and no proof of insurance. So these tickets went to default. So I came in yesterday. They told me to go to the police station and try to deal with it, but they said it's in default. So I came to you today for the open court to see how.
Well, you can file a I don't know how you weren't. Hang on, slow down. I don't know how you weren't aware of it. At least the officer's telling me he declares under penalties of perjury that the statements are true and he served a copy upon you.
No, I sat right here. I was
I'm
arrested.
talking about August 22nd. A citation was issued to you for prohibited turn, improper turn, and no proof of insurance. 2 charges.
I know, I got these, I never got them when I was originally arrested. I came in front of you, you addressed the ticket because I was arrested, but I didn't pay the fine, my original fine. So when I sat right here that day, you gave me the situation for paying. So when I got home.
Slow down. Let me take a peek.
There might be a problem.
Slow down. Slow down. I didn't address it because I didn't have the phone. You were in front of me on September 5th, August 25th. That was 3 days after you got the ticket.
Right, I was in jail.
Stop. Slow down.
Stop.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then, after you let me go.
I let you go on August 22nd, right?
You told me I had payment plan, so I was under the impression that I never knew about these tickets.
He didn't give you, slow down. You gotta slow down. Slow down. You came in front of me on August 25th.
Yes, sir.
These tickets that you're referencing were issued on August 22nd, 3 days before. Do you agree with that?
I don't recall I get, that's what I'm saying. I don't recall getting these tickets. I don't recall making no illegal turn over it.
Well,
and the reason is
the officer's saying he gave you the tickets. Did you live on Carmel Street at one point?
I still live.
I mean, all I can tell you, if you want to file a motion to set aside the default judgment on these, you can go down and post a bond that's the equivalent.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's why I'm here today.
You can go down and post a bond that's the equivalent. That's what the rule says, sir. And that's what you would have to do.
I never made this turn. I never was aware of these tickets. I sat in jail for 4 days. No one told me about the reason I was pulled up. He said the only reason I was pulled up because I owed a ticket for you. I never was asked for I never made a wrong turn. He pulled me over just because he had a history pulling me over. He said he pulled me over because he ran my plate and seeing I had a ticket, a warrant for a ticket. So as I said,
so you're saying you weren't pulled over?
I was pulled over, but not for no wrong turn. He pulled me over because he said he ran my plate and I had a ticket for you, a warrant for you. So I was took him to jail, and I sat in the precinct for 4 days, and that's when I came to you that day.
On the 25th.
Right. Then after that, I was only under the impression I was on the court for those tickets. So when I got done with that, I'm trying to make these payments, and I get these. Like, where these tickets come from?
When did you receive those?
I'm not even sure. That's why I said I'm not even sure when I got these. My wife just happened to have.
Do you work?
I just got a job yesterday. Eating steel right here in the.
Well, what's the problem with you posting a bond? That's slow down. Just slow down and don't lose your temper because I'm not going to have you yelling at me here. He says on the bottom of this, the officer, he checked the box.
He never did that. He's lying. He never gave me nothing.
All right, slow down. I served a copy of the civil infraction complaint upon the defendant, owner / occupant by posting if applicable.
Well, I'm saying, Judge, I come see you all the time at dinner. The only reason I'm
just slow down, Mr. Tarrant. I want you to slow down. Is there a reason you can't post this bond?
Yeah. Got a job yesterday too. I didn't make this turn. I never made a legal turn. I had a ticket for no reason. I never made a legal turn. The turn I made right here is right here at the Woodhaven precinct. You got to turn to make it blink and turn to get to the freeway right there. He pulled me over at the freeway.
Slow down. So he did pull you over?
Yes.
You acknowledge he pulled you over?
Yes. But it wasn't for a legal turn. He seen me coming from Ball Road. He made a U-turn. He came. He's noticed my car. He has a history of pulling me over.
A history.
You got in front of me, behind
See
me.
if Officer Pozleko's working, John. Call over to Woodhaven, please, right now, and find out if Pozleko's working.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what the rule says, is if you are in default, you have to post a bond.
I know that, Johnny, but I never knew I had to teach. I never knew it. I never knew about this.
He's adamant. Call the officer, and he might be on patrol on the other side of the city. Get him here to court.
He hadn't ignored us so long, you wouldn't have spent 4 days in jail. You know that, right?
Yeah, that was for your first tickets.
I'm just telling you.
I know. I understand that.
I'm just telling you. You just can't do these kinds of things.
What do you mean?
You can't not show up. You can't not show up. I even offered you.
It's a good
I know you told me that when I was in school, man. About that. We talked about it.
I'm just telling you, you don't show up in court. You didn't show up here in November of 24. We had to issue a warrant, and you also didn't show up. On another day. Where do you work now?
Eaton Steel and Taylor on what's that, Trolley Avenue or Trolley Road and Monroe Street.
Heat and Steel's a good company. I used to do some business with them, or my company.
I'll tell you what.
Way back in the day.
I think you create some of your own problems.
Mm-hmm.
I know, you can look at the ceiling. You should have never had to spend 4 days in jail, but you didn't show up in July of 25.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. Then don't look at the ceiling when I'm talking to you. Act like I'm a dummy. I don't like that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm just kind of frustrated.
Well, okay, I can understand your frustration, but don't take it out on me. You caused a lot of this. I tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Terrence. I'm going to just make a note. Defendant insists he was not given tickets. Heather, I would like you to allow him to file a motion to set aside the judgment. And we will then set that for
So you just want him to do the paperwork, Judge, without posting the bond then?
exactly. So let defendant fill out motion to set aside default judgment. I will not require a bond, and he needs to write that right in his defect motion to set aside the default judgment. And the only reason I'm not requiring a bond is because you're insisting you didn't receive the tickets, which I doubt. But it's a possibility that I don't think he would have given them to you, or he wouldn't have checked the box, but there's a possibility, since you were taken into custody, that maybe something went awry. Okay? So I'll let you fill out a motion to set aside the default judgment. You don't have to post the bond, and we will go from there.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Come back here a little bit more humble next time, will you please?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Heather, give him a date. Well, actually, you go ahead and do that. Fill out that motion, and then we're just going to set it for a motion to set aside default and a department rep hearing with Woodhaven.
Okay, so we'll have him file the motion, and then we'll set it for a department rep.
And motion to set aside the default judgment on the same day.
Okay.
Okay? Good luck. Go down the hall and talk to them.
Judge
Scott, Luke.
The judge cut through some red tape there.
199-74701. Where's Mr. Tackett?
My hat.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland, preparing to that Mr. Tackett.
Mr. Tech. Your name? Where were you? Where was he?
He thought his court date was today, so that's why he couldn't do it.
Mr. Tackett. What year was this ticket issued? Yeah. How patient do you think I'm going to be with you when you didn't show up here?
Not patient at all.
I had a full day with you about a week ago.
Mr. Tackett. If you're going to get yourself in trouble, at least keep your court date straight, will you please?
Yes, sir.
What did Ferris Bueller say? Or no, the principal. I weep for the future. Do not issue warrant. I'm sorry. Reschedule this one. Give me a date, Heather, when Groziel is here again.
There should be a sheet on there, Judge. I believe I put a date on that one.
Sorry.
When it was 10/22.
It is 10/22 of 25.
Ozzy, that's hilarious.
Do not show cause the surety. Do not show cause the surety. You're lucky. You're going to show cause your surety company that posted the bond. Don't miss again.
Don't miss.
Go down the hall, get your notice. October 25th at 9:45. Do we understand one another? Wait a minute. Excuse me. October 22nd at 9:45. That's 1 week from today. Go down the hall, get your notice, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice
Thank you. You too. Amy Lynn Polovino, fire 25W8400101. Could you come up here, Davion Demps? Have a seat at the table.
Ooh, was this civil? No. He's just stacking this next appearance.
Is this a Woodhaven?
Have a seat here.
Yes. John, take this to the Woodhaven
Much nicer chair.
prosecutor.
You upgraded your seating.
Amia Marie, I'm sorry, ma'am, your name? This one needs to go to Woodhaven prosecutor. He needs to fill a motion to dismiss.
Okay.
If that's what he wants to do. You're charged with leaving the scene of a property damage accident. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
We'll set you up with a lawyer.
Good
Go
call.
out in the hallway. We'll set you up. You speak with the lawyer. Either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay?
I'll be here.
All right, good enough.
She's excited about this one. Yes.
So don't go anywhere. Just out in the hallway. Amia Murray Fisher, 25W8400091. Good morning, Ms. Fisher. How are you today? Your name? Amia what? All right, you're charged.
Got to speak up, ma'am.
We're driving on a suspended. You have the right to an attorney. Would you like one?
No.
No.
I'll go ahead and arraign you and let you go speak to the prosecutor. Okay, on September 20 of 25, it is alleged that you did operate a motor vehicle on West near Ford Lane in Woodhaven. On September 20 of 25 at 9:27 p.m., driving on a suspended is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs, or all those 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign the advice of rights?
Yes.
Did you read it and understand it?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
I'll enter a not guilty plea, $500 personal bond. So you're going to go talk to the prosecutor. If the prosecutor doesn't give you what you'd like, then you can come back and say, Judge, I want a court-appointed lawyer. But here are your bond conditions. If this doesn't resolve, you cannot leave the state without consent. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all that? So you go out there and we will give you your court date. Okay? Any questions? All right, go right outside. Thank you.
I mean,
we're going to set you up with a lawyer is what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
Prosecutor or attorney?
Yeah. Prosecutor, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see the ball.
Prosecutor.
Now the judge isn't listening. She did not want
Ermilis Orlegurns, 25W839 412 25W839
Thank you, Heather from Texas. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
His lawyer's Foster Tucker.
Okay, hold on, guys. We've got courtroom 3 as live again, which is wonderful. Which brings us right here. Yay! That's awesome. Heather from Texas, thank you for the update. They did fix the... did they fix the white balance? Did it fix the white balance? Please tell me the camera's white balanced correctly. That would be awesome. I mean, there's still a little... Iris is a little high, but... I'm sorry, as a nerd camera guy, no, they didn't. Bummer. I was going to say, this makes me really excited. We still have the orange and blue. We are still waiting for a verdict. Yes, we are. As a matter of fact, we have the timer right there, 7 hours and 11 minutes. Right about now, we expect the judge to send a note into the jury to say, how'd that dynamite, was the dynamite a dud, basically is what the note says. Was the dynamite a dud? Did it do any good? Or are you still hung? And if they're still hung, we might be bringing everybody over. Now that jail has power and all that, we can probably do that. Can somebody drop the link for the RA map? There are 2 links, so yes, we have those. Is Daisy Trial on for today? It is. Daisy Trial starts at about 10:30, which is about half an hour. So we're going to be going there, possibly just a teensy bit late, as we expect a verdict or a hung announcement, like a mistrial in this trial right here in Warren County, Ohio. So, wow, lots going on. As a matter of fact, I need to update my. Let's see. It's Florida versus Daisy Link, right? She's in Florida, right? Will they spend the money to retry this case? Virginia, I think they would, depending on the verdict. I mean, if they get 3 convictions and 1 hung, they might just be okay with going with the convictions and just drop the 3rd. If they get 1 not guilty and 3 hung, they're probably going to retry. That's just my gut feel here. Daisy is the name of the gal who allegedly murdered her boyfriend. Those are the charges down in Florida. Ozzy, this is funny. You're saying you're a moderator on a gaming channel, and when people do something wrong or bad and they get banned, they have to hand write out, I will not throw spitballs in class. I will not throw spitballs in class, or whatever the offense is. And then they get posted. It works very well. Very few repeat offenders. Recidivism is a big issue. So that's awesome. I think that's hilarious. A little bit of work for the mods, but that's awesome. All right, what do we have? We have, well, we're waiting for, I'm not sure if Legal Blonde, probably out in the hallway right now. But we're waiting to see if we get any action in this court. We'll probably keep this on our monitors while we watch a couple other courts as well. Nothing live yet from the Daisy trial, but they're stuck on great bodily injury. That seemed to be one of the questions they had about the medical documents to documented injury. Josh, I appreciate your eagerness to step up to bat for everybody, but the other mods are probably going to beat you up at lunch over this. I'm just saying. Figuratively, of course. Let's see. Minty Fresh and Wiggly Charlie are a year old today. Awesome. Growing fast, I bet. All right, we are back. Waiting for... Ooh, who have we here? I don't know. I'm in the right court, right? This is 3. We're in the right place. We're back. Missed the verdict on the poll for this one. What were the results? 72% said not guilty. Just look at the map. No viewers in Alaska or Hawaii. We have had a couple in Hawaii. Do you have a court watcher this one? Yes, we do, Paw Junkie. Right now, Legally Blonde is there at the courthouse. She was the one that probably told them that the live stream was down as we were talking this morning. She showed up early. She's been talking to the mother of the defendant, who's been in court for most of the trial, and has also caught the ire of the defense attorney, who made some snide comments to her last time she was a court watcher, and he was also the defense attorney, making fun of her watching court, telling her she could have picked a more interesting trial. Well, here's the interesting trial, and he's still not happy. Cindy, enjoy the moment. Thank you, Ari and Mods, for all you do and for staying up late with us last night. It was a very late night. It was. Looks like they have some docket work to do, as the faces we see in court are not the ones that are with us for the other trial. Let's see. My 4 sons, I'm from Alaska. We need to get you on the map. Get you on the map. Okay. Prosecutor in defense. We've seen that defense attorney before, briefly. The other mods are going to pinch Josh's lunch out of the break room? Probably, yeah. Josh, you mentioned you had a modification in your wheelchair, and I vividly remember I had a science teacher who was really, really good. Just a brilliant scientific mind. I don't know. I think he had, as a child, he had like polio or something, and so although he could walk with crutches, it was awkward and it was difficult to navigate the school. Obviously, he couldn't walk very fast, so he had a motorized scooter, and he would move around with that as he was doing the long trips back and forth to the office or wherever he needed to go. And there was a kid in our science class who didn't like the teacher at all, mostly because the teacher was failing him because he wouldn't do any of his assignments. But he brought, the kid brought a little bottle of Vaseline and then put some on the bottom of his shoe, like the toe of his shoe. And then he walked up to stand in line to ask the teacher a question and used the toe of his shoe to rub the Vaseline all over the rear wheels of the wheelchair. And the greased wheels did as you would expect greased wheels would do once the teacher went into drive mode, and they spun, but they had just enough grab that he basically was drifting his wheelchair. And I don't know if he's ever done that before, but he had mad drifting skills, and he knew immediately what was happening. He looks down, it's oh yeah, I can tell immediately what happened. And the best way to fix that is to just drive it off, right? To drive it till the Vaseline's worn off. And so he did. He was drifting around the room and out in the hall, and he sort of laughed it off and thought it was sort of funny, but I think he failed the kid and sent him to the office. So, but not nice to do that to him. That's the same school where another kid, different kid, not the same one, poisoned my band teacher and nearly killed him. I don't know what it was with my school. It was like pre-prison. We had some bad dudes in my school growing up. That guy got kicked out of school permanently. He had to graduate from alternative high school. See, there was something else I was going to tell you. I survived. Barely. There were times I had to run home so I didn't get beat up. I was that kid. I don't think I ever got in a fight. No wonder you homeschool. Yeah, schools. It was nuts. It was crazy. Here's what I remember from junior high. That incident with the wheelchair, getting my books dumped in the hallway and everyone kicking my books and papers everywhere. Never got stuffed in a locker, but only because I was fairly tall. I didn't fit. Let's see. The boys' gym coach was a pervert. Always going in the girls' locker room to talk to the girls' coach. Yeah, that guy. Let's see. My woodshop teacher watched sitcoms in his office all day long and ignored everybody and just let us mess with all the equipment, bandsaws and planers and things, and lots of people got hurt. The incident with my band's teacher, there was one kid who made a killing. I think he paid for college selling tearjerker candies in school out of a backpack. Just very entrepreneurial. It was a great school, really. We were the Chargers. Go Chargers. I guess the Charger is the horse, not the rider, but that's what we were. It was pre-prison. Oh, and I may have committed some sort of felony, figuring out how to get the payphone that we had outside the school to make calls without putting money in. Hope the statute of limitations has run out on that one because AT&T did not get their quarter from me. I also figured out that you can make a collect call, and if you talk fast enough, your name can be, "Hi, Mom, I'm at the school. Come pick me up," and then she can reject the collect call, and she still gets the message. Lots of fun times in school. Glad I'm out of it. Yes, I'm glad we homeschool. All right. My son sells snacks now in high school. He makes almost as much a week as I do. I'm telling you, this is the secret. If you want to find where the expendable cash is, it's there in court. Not in court, sorry. There in court. It's there in school with the students. That was life in the 90s. It was a good time. It was a really good time. Can you tell the story of how you got pistol whipped? Yeah, I was standing here and the gun hit me right there. Whack, upside the head. Coming back from a basketball game where my team had just beat the pistol whippers team, and we're walking back to a bus stop, which was just why we thought we'd go to the middle of a big capital city and walk home late at night. It was a terrible idea. We were all decked out in our school spirit clothing, two of us walking along, and a car came up and started just yelling at us. We just ignored it. They cut us off. Sort of, my buddy went ahead and I got caught behind, so they separated us. He jumped out of the car with a revolver, and instead of shooting me, he hit me upside the head with the gun. That's pretty much how it went. I ended up running and jumping a fence or running through the fence. I'm not sure what happened, but there was a big, tall fence between me and him that I looked back and saw, and I have no idea how I got over it, but it was quick. Called the police. They took about half an hour to show up. Never got the guy. All right. We sold candy in my school as well. It only came in one flavor. Hey, well, I'm not sure what you're talking about here. We'll just pass this. YouTube's getting complicated. I love my mommy and everyone in chat. Rough butter sugars to everyone. Princess Buttercup Rough. Welcome. Good to have your name here. Thanks for your support. All right. Waiting for, there's the judge. Do we get audio on this one? No, I think...
4CR 42158. Present before the court is Mr. Steinley, represented by Mr. Clark. We have
docket work
from the prosecutor's office and Officer Evans from
Jury's
probation.
still out.
We're here today for sentencing. Has everybody had the opportunity to review the PSI?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any reason not to go forward with sentence today?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Hyatt, on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, we're fine with the recommendations. We are asking for the $205 reimbursement to Franklin PD for the drug testing, and he does have 35 days of jail time credit. But we would agree that it sounds like, I'm sorry.
35 days, that sound right?
Sounds right, Your Honor.
But I would agree that it sounds like staying at Lumiere is going to be a better option for him.
Officer Evans?
I would recommend a period of community control, place Mr. Steinley back in the REACT program, and have him be continue his programming with Lumiere and any recommended aftercare.
Mr. Clark?
Yes, I would acknowledge and agree with everything that's been stated. Sounds like on 9/30/25, I have a certificate of successful completion here by Mr. Steinley. So it sounds like he's doing well, so I think he just needs to continue that treatment.
Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Steinley?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to put you into our community control program on 3 years of basic probation. I'm going to put you in the REACT program. I'm also going to give you credit for the 35 days you've already done. I'm going to order that you continue in your treatment at Lumiere plus any aftercare. Sometimes what happens, Mr. Steinley, is folks get the idea that, you know, things are going great at their placement at Lumiere, and I should move as soon as possible. Let's give the treatment a little bit of time to work and be a little more patient in how that goes. I'm going to order that you pay the $205 in reimbursements, no fine. If you violate the terms of your supervision or you leave the state without permission, I can sentence you to up to the maximum penalty in the case, which is 12 months in prison, plus the optional period of post-release control of up to 2 years. Anything else we need to do? Anything I forgot?
I know you said no fine. Any costs?
Yes, costs will be assessed in the reimbursement.
Thank you.
Nothing further from me.
All right, you do have the right to appeal this to the 12th District Court of Appeals in Middletown. If you don't have the funds to hire a lawyer, to obtain a transcript, or to pay the costs, they'll all be provided to you at no charge. We'll probably see you, 45 days-ish for a probation review. We've been through that before, and you know how those go. All right, that's all.
Thank you, Ron.
Shakes hands with the lawyer. The lawyer says, appreciate it, but send me the check. No, I think it's a public defender. Good deal. It's always a good day when you get to walk out of court as a free man at your sentencing hearing. That's always positive. So, judge has a little bit of docket work like this. We still have a jury in deliberation here in this court. We're waiting for them to come back. We might have something soon. So you just sent me a hump day photo. I don't know what it is, but like Bug Dugger, if you're out there, I don't know what it is. Every time you send me a picture, it locks up my burner phone. Like I can't open anything from you. I think at some point you sent me a picture that was in a format that just doesn't work with my phone, and so I got your last message, but I can only read the first line of it because if I open it, it just locks my phone. Oh, hump day, Halloween hump day. I like it. Camel dressed as a jack-o'-lantern and a witch, both. Is the jury under the Norman charge yet? Yes, they are, Barb, but it's a modified Howard charge, which is also an Allen charge or a dynamite charge or a Tui Rodriguez, or depending on what you call it. So we're watching that. We might jump over to check out Daisy as it's getting started as well. Let's see where we're at there. That's on 8, right? Oh, I need it on 7. Give me a second here. Okay, let's go to 8 real quick.
Call Ms. Link first, deal with that, and then I'll cross that bridge later and see how he's doing later.
We have left off with issues of temporary. We went over some of the statutes. The statutes don't indicate one way or the other that there's a cutoff, even though most jurisdictions have laws on the books that 12 years of age is a cutoff. Having said that, I left it up to you all to meet him, talk to him, and see if there's anything else that I have to inquire from. For example, whether or not you needed to testify via closed circuit, things of that nature. At this stage, you don't know if you're going to put it on.
I don't know for sure as I stand.
I will be putting him on as a rebuttal witness. I think during his deposition yesterday, he said a number of different things that lead me to believe that he has been coached, which also lead me to a greater point of these witnesses actively watching, being involved in, and coordinating their testimonies. I also listed this morning Crystal Barreto, who was previously listed as a state witness, but I did list her as a rebuttal witness, and I intend to put her on as we discussed yesterday.
You need a proffer what you're going to put on this 11 before I go down.
Sure. He said during his deposition yesterday that the pistol whipping incident happened the day before the death of his father. He said that he has spoken to his mom, I think he said 3 times about the case, but he speaks to his grandmother at least once a week.
Which grandmother?
Josephina Perez.
Does he live together?
Yes. No, about the case.
Okay.
They speak at least once a week about the case. The reason that he is here today in court to testify is to get his mother out of jail. Additionally, what he said was that he would, when he is speaking to his grandmother about the case, he forgets things and gets things wrong, especially about the day before the pistol whipping incident. And I asked him, does your grandmother correct you? And he said, yes, she tells me what actually happened. And I asked, was she there? And he said, no. So she corrects you and tells you what actually happened, even though she wasn't there, which again goes directly to the credibility of these witnesses.
I don't see how you're connecting the dots of credibility of witnesses by putting on a witness to essentially impeach other witnesses.
So just to rebut their credibility, which is why I'm also putting on Crystal Barreto to have her testify about how she was posting on Facebook. I'm also going to have Mr. Perez come in again and testify to what he testified to. But no, it all comes together. It goes to the credibility of these witnesses and rebuts their direct credibility, saying, I didn't say these things, I didn't do these things. When a witness is being coached what to say, directly contradicts and directly attacks the credibility of other witnesses and rebuts what they have to say.
You trailed up at the end. You have to repeat that again. You want PJ to testify to prove Josephina is lying?
Not to prove.
Okay, to rebut that Josephina is lying.
So, yes, to rebut that what they are saying is true and to attack their credibility, which I am allowed to do on rebuttal.
You have to be more specific. When you say they already put on what, 2 or 3 defense witnesses?
3.
Okay. So you have to be more specific. PJ will testify.
He will testify that he speaks to his grandma about this case at least once a week, that when he's speaking about the case to her, she actively is telling him what to say. That when he forgets things, she is the one, despite not being there, to correct him and say, no, this is what actually happened.
So you envision that coming out if Mr. Tomas puts him on in this case?
I do. And that's why I would call him as a rebuttal if PJ isn't called in the defense case.
Well, one thing at a time. Mr. Tomas, do you agree that if you put on PJ, that they're allowed to bring out through cross-examination, the coaching line of questioning?
Certainly.
Okay.
And if I don't put him on, the only reason I would not put him on is because he's asking me not to put him on because he's distraught and I don't want to traumatize him. Because prior to 10 minutes ago, he wasn't thrilled about it, but he was willing to do this. Now, if I make that decision not to put him on, for that reason, I would vigorously oppose the state dragging him in here and traumatizing him further because of the condition he's in. We're not there yet. I'm just putting that on your radar.
Wow. It's been my position this entire time that I don't think it should testify. I think we're going to traumatize him regardless, but it's very important for a jury to hear about witness coaching.
Okay.
And that's why I'm also going to be calling Crystal again.
I'm working a lot on audio,
as
but
a witness.
There's a lot to it right
testify that she had been outside yesterday on her phone, which she denied being on her YouTube, that she was posting on her Facebook clips, videos, live streams, commentary from YouTube, which goes into the fact that they have been changing their testimony as they watch it, which is important, and that's why PJ needs to testify.
You keep saying Crystal posting, you keep saying they keep changing their testimony.
The defense witnesses.
Must be more specific.
Each and every defense witness.
Okay. Listen, you want to put on a rebuttal case, you proffer to me, I'll take you as your word, as an officer of the court. I guess we'll just deal with it one step at a time. Now on to Ms. Link. She's going to testify.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Link, I've had this case for 3 years. Miss Link, she's going to testify.
Try to crank the audio here.
Miss Link, I've had this case for 3 years. The way you've been in court this last week doesn't concern me at all that you're not understanding what's going on, that you're not understanding me, your answers have been coherent. I don't think Mr. Gomez has had a problem understanding you either.
Did it boost it?
That's good. Have you had a hard time understanding him or conferring with him? Not at all. So you have the right to remain silent.
Is that better?
You don't have to testify. That's your personal right. Lawyers can give advice one way or the other. They can give advice based on their experience. But at the end of the day, it's an independent decision by a defendant to testify. Am I making sense so far? Yes, Judge. All right, so Mr. Gomez is telling me that you want to testify. Is that correct? Yes, Judge. Have you had enough time to speak to him? I have. Okay. And you understand that whatever advice he gives, it's advice based on his experience, but he can't make any guarantees. Do you understand? Yes. And he may advise one way or the other, for or against testifying. You can absorb that advice, but whatever conclusion you come to must be your own conclusion. Do you understand? So are you telling me that your conclusion to testify is your own conclusion? Right. You've seen him and others cross-examine witnesses. You'd be subject to the same cross-examination. Do you understand? Same rules also regarding not speaking over each other. I ask witnesses not to go on tangents and just answer the questions that are asked. Do you understand? Yeah. She's not a convicted felon, right?
No, but she has several withholds.
Okay. So there's no impeachment regarding felony convictions.
Correct.
But if you testify, you become a witness, just like the other witnesses, and the rules of evidence and the jury instructions allows the jury to take into consideration and weigh your testimony just like any other witness. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. Do you have any questions for me? No. Okay. I don't know in front of me. I don't have all the pre-trial filings regarding the possibility of opening the door on any past incidents of violence.
So I was actually going to bring that up, Your Honor. I don't mean to interject. I was going to bring it up because I think that the defendant needs to be given limited instructions and actually told how to answer the question. The reason I say that is because in her statement, she talks about victims' arrests as well as her own arrests. I think that the limiting instruction should be, and this is why I had my detectives testify the way they did based off the court's prior rulings, is has Pedro committed acts of domestic violence against you? The answer is yes. And they can talk about the pistol whipping incident that Your Honor already granted and that is allowing in. The follow-up question or question that I will ask is, have you also committed acts of domestic violence? And the answer is yes. If she says no, I think that opens the door to me playing the statement in which she says that she hit Pedro with a frying pan. I can read the part that she said that was for the last time that she was arrested. I don't anticipate Ms. Link saying that she hasn't, but I think that limiting instruction should be what is the questions and what is the answers.
Do you agree?
If she's asked the question, have you committed acts of domestic violence against Pedro, and she says yes, that's proper. That's as far as it goes.
Okay. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. So, in order to protect your rights and have a fair trial, uncharged crimes are generally not allowed unless the defendant opens the door or goes to some other evidence during the trial. But we agreed that the jury can know that there were acts of domestic violence going both ways. What the state is saying is, if you deny that on the witness stand, that's the only question they're going to ask. It comes up. Was there domestic violence? You against Pedro against you. It might be two questions. That's been agreed. That's been agreed upon. Does that make sense? Yes. If you answer differently, it may open the door for the state to bring in other acts of violence by you onto Pedro. Does that make sense? Yes. And remember too, your state of mind the day of the shooting is relevant. So I've already allowed in, based on the way that you gave your statement to the police, as well as the closeness, the proximity of the pistol whipping incident that was 5 days before, that comes into evidence. But otherwise, there isn't anything relevant right now before me that allows anything that Pedro may have done to you regarding acts of violence prior to that pistol whipping incident. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Now there was some discussion from your mother about some things Pedro said and some things she witnessed, but again, those were within that 5-day period between the pistol whipping and the shooting, so I allowed it in. But it's not a free-for-all for what the state would probably argue is a character assassination on the part of the victim. Does that make sense as well? Because at some point, the jury can't be so distracted by outside evidence that they lose focus on the crime at hand, which is the murder charge. And the rules of evidence allow me to limit it because other evidence can't become the feature of the case. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else I need to go through?
I don't think so.
So it's an intelligent knowing,
Yes.
understanding of her remember, and she has a right to remain silent, and she's choosing to testify in court.
Yes.
Okay. So she'll be the first witness you call.
Yes, ma'am.
And then after that, we'll talk about the minor.
I mean,
Well, it's going to get crazy here this morning.
Be done until well after lunch. So yeah, we've got a few hours to.
So that'll give us to at least an hour or so.
And Judge, I want to correct something I said earlier, backing up to the minor. He also testified that his father did live at the house. He was on the road a lot, but when he would come back, he lived at the house. So that would also be very important on the rebuttal as well.
I don't think that was exactly his testimony. There's more to it than that, but I understand they're going to try to make it sound that way.
I have a recording of it because we took the deposition after 4 o'clock yesterday. I think we started around 5 o'clock yesterday. The court reporter was not able to get a rush transcript. I'm hoping to have it at some point today, but he did say that his father lived there.
Okay, fair enough. We'll just take it one issue at a time. All right, let me go off record, and then we'll come back in a few minutes. The counsel told me that we have the jury here.
Wow. Nobody's asked for a mistrial yet. Okay. All right. We're keeping an eye on our courtroom in Warren County. The activity you see up there is. Oops. We need to go to 2. Oh, we need to go to 7. Sorry. The activity you see up there is not the case that we have. That is not Mr. Thomas, excuse me. It's another case, which I think. Oh, I recognize the court watcher, the guy. He was there before. Hey, what's up? Any good stuff? Mail was a dud today. Can we explain what they're arguing? They're talking about a couple things. First of all, the defense is going on saying we want to call these witnesses. The state has talked about calling the son, and just I guess they deposed the son last night, the 11-year-old, and they asked him some questions, which they got some answers that helped their case too. Like, Grandma tells me what to say. I tell how I remember it. She says, no, that's not what happened. It happened like this, but Grandma wasn't there. That sounds like witness coaching a little bit. He says that his whole purpose of testifying is to get Mom out of jail. The son does admit that the dad did live in the house where everyone else said he didn't. So there's a few things, but defense has now said this morning, we don't want to call him anymore because he's scared to testify, and we would object to the state calling him just to impeach another witness. It sounds like they definitely don't want him in there because he said all the things that you would expect a truthful kid to say in court, and they weren't the right answers for the defense. So yeah, there's that. Also, we're talking about Daisy taking the trial. She'll be the first witness the defense calls today. She'll probably be up on the stand up through about lunchtime at least. And we talked about what she can and can't do. She can't just rattle on. She can't talk about any instances of domestic violence that occurred prior to the 5 days before the incident, and what the state can ask about, what they can't ask about. If they ask her, did you ever commit acts of violence against the victim, and she says yes, it stops there. If she says no, they're going to go in and dig deeper and have all that in front of the jury. So of course she's going to say yes to that question just to stop that line of questioning. Good stuff, lots of it. It's going to be a spicy day today for sure. I remember sweet Judge Judy questioning children. She was almost another person with them. I know, she was so great with that. If the judge will not follow the letter of the law, then this Daisy can call for an appeal and win. Well, you can only appeal if you get convicted, right? And right now the judge has done a lot of things that actually favor the defense. But the prosecution doesn't get to appeal if you get acquitted, right? That's not how it works. So, interesting. Yes, but I've added Miami-Dade County as one of my stay out of this county list. So we who try to labor here seek only the spice. Isn't that what it was? Red pen. Can you turn on captions? Yeah, I can do that. It messes with my where I put my words, but I can fix it on this.
Tyrone Allen, case number 24 CR 42183 and 25 CR.
Let's watch this for a minute while I get it sorted out.
926. Present before the court is Mr. Allen, represented by Mr. Elter. We have Mr. Harris in the prosecutor's office and Officer Fisher from probation. We are here today for a violation hearing and a pretrial on the escape charge. And what's our status, Mr. Elter?
Your Honor, speaking
What's our
with Mr.
frequency,
Allen,
Kenneth?
He would like to retain me as counsel. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then set this for trial.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Are we bringing in a jury for this?
Yes, jury trial.
Okay, all right. Go see Ms. Idle. Do we have a
We need
time
to do a time waiver.
waiver?
Yeah,
I mean, he's being held on the probation violation, so it's 1 for 1. I can't see how we have a time problem, but.
That's correct. He was indicted in August, but, I mean, this is the fourth time we've been back on this case, so we're kind of dragging.
Okay.
That was
He's being held on the PV, so it's a 1 for 1,
It
so.
is.
All right, go get it set for trial.
Okay. Thank
All
you,
right,
Your Honor.
that's all.
Judge is like, sure, we'll do that. All right, jumping back to our monitoring. Monitoring what's happened in the Daisy trial, waiting for the jurors to come in. It is 10:30. It might be 10:45 or so before anything happens. But we'll keep listening here with Judge Oda as well. We believe that he's already sent a note into the jury saying, did the dynamite charge help? And hopefully, well, the fact that we have not brought the jury back out here might mean that they are, in fact, closer to reaching a resolution that is unanimous. All right. Let's see. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Sorry. It's a good song. Tell you what, I put a different song in your head every day. All right. Ricky, good luck in your meeting. You're going to do great. Have no trust in the state or the judge. In the link trial, the defense is the only one that shows any professionalism. I agree to a large part, but only because the defense just isn't doing anything. They're being very quiet. I think that the defense should be making some objections when they're not, but it's almost like they figure they get it on the judge good side by not saying anything. Hard to believe they're still deliberating. That just means they're hung up on an issue. Let's see. Judge should be sanctioned for not using their microphone. Yeah, I think it's not turned on, or the camera system is not plugged into that microphone. So Good stuff. Legally Blonde there in the courtroom for us back in Warren County, Ohio. We're keeping an eye on that one while we also wait for the jury to come back in the Daisy Link trial. Kiki D's Garden gifted a membership. Thank you, Kiki D. That went to Red Ford. Red Ford, you're green. You got it. That's awesome. Kiki D, thanks for your generosity. Let's see. Is Donna Adelson housed in Oak Club, Florida with Sarah Boone? That is a great question. I don't know where she was housed, Angie. I'm not sure if she's probably been transported already. They usually do that pretty quickly after sentencing, but I haven't seen. Legally Blonde says, actually, I'm sitting in my truck at the courthouse. Well, hopefully it's warm there, or cool, whichever one it is. Not sure what the weather is in those parts of Ohio, but we sure appreciate you, Legally Blonde. Let's see, I'm going to have to go back and watch the spice in this trial you were talking about earlier. Was that yesterday? Yeah. Pretty much the last 2 hours of the Daisy Link trial more closely resemble a cage match in some sort of ultimate fighting scenario or meets WWF than anything else. It did not look like a legal proceeding, nor did it sound like one. Obviously, the audio was terrible. It might be worth my while just going and cleaning it up just for those last 2 hours so you could hear what happens, take out all the bangs and other things. But currently I can't do that because we're recording this court on that machine. Let's see. What are Thomas's possible sentences if found guilty? Well, assault. The assault charges, I don't know what the actual penalty could be, but it's probably going to be added to whatever his current existing charge is. So it just lengthens his stay in his current housing situation. It's going to be a fixed term. Neither one of those carries a life without parole option. So it's just more years in prison. Possibly a fine. Her and Sarah Boone will become best friends. Oh, can you imagine the two of them getting together? Today's testimony may reach 2.6 million Scoville units. So grab a large glass of milk, people. I'm nearly out of milk. Our 8 gallons for the week are nearly gone. Can make it till Friday on maybe 4 more gallons. Do we know why he's in jail? Yes, he says that he was like hanging out with the wrong people and he got stuck with the charge, sort of like as an accomplice. But I think it was like breaking into somebody's house and like armed robbery type thing. A mom with her kids at home or something. It was something bad. It was really bad. Red Pen, thanks for posting the link on the information on how to change your YouTube handle. It doesn't get rid of the @ sign, but it does let you modify a little bit. And here's a quick tip. The quicker you are in doing it, the more likely your handle that you want is still available because they are unique identifiers. And if somebody else out there in YouTube land has chosen the same names or the same letters and the same combination that you got, they win first. Video footage of Donna and Sarah hanging out in jail would be wild. Does Walmart still have 99 cents? 98 cents a gallon where I'm at, Angie. Let me actually just check. Walmart milk. Pulling up the app. All right, 98 cents a gallon for whole milk and $1.23 for 1% low-fat chocolate milk. So, yep, still there. Come to Greenville, North Carolina to get your cheap milk. It's almost worth the trip and save money alone. Yes, I cannot tell you why we only pay $1 for that. Okay, I think we got motion in court. Let's just watch just for a second. I saw something. Oh, there it is. We're just looking at the ceiling. Never mind. There was a bug. Cameron got distracted. Sorry about that. Cheapest milk is $4.99. We got to close to
The defense is still putting on their case. I'm going to ask Mr. Tomas if he has any other witnesses. He's planning on calling today.
Yes, Judge, at this time I would call Daisy Link to the stand.
Here we go. Daisy Link called to the stand.
And that's what it's working on.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please have a seat underneath.
Nothing but the truth is what she was swearing to.
Okay, I'll tell you what I told you. Who this is. Please don't speak over each other. Mr. Tomas will go first, the state will go second, and then he'll go third. If you don't understand the question, let me know. The lawyer can always be asked it. If you hear the word objection, please pause, and I'll tell you if we're going to continue answering or if we're going to move on to another question, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
I'm Daisy Link.
So, Daisy, you were in a relationship with Pedro Jimenez, correct?
Correct.
And you all worked together for a long time, correct?
Yeah.
You had how many kids together?
2.
What are their names?
Pedro and Mia.
Can we get a close up on Daisy, please?
How old are Pedro and Mia right now?
Right now, Mia is 9 and Pedro is 11.
Thank you.
Back in June of 2022, how old were Pedro and Mia?
Mia was 5 and Pedro was 7. He was about to be 8 2 months later.
What's his birthday?
August 7th.
All right, so I wanna focus on what happened 5 days prior to the shooting first. But before I do, 5 days prior to the shooting, when you were injured, what was the status of your relationship with Pedro Jimenez Sr.?
We were off and on, but for the most part, at that moment, we were just in a sense of a nonchalant relationship with each other. Like, we weren't together, but he would come as he wanted to for the kids.
Did he live with you?
No.
So where did he live?
He lived at his mom's house. He had started staying there for about 2 months prior. He started going there a lot when he came home from being over the road.
Do you happen to know the address of his mother's house?
956 Northwest 4th Terrace, Florida City, 33034.
If I could approach the witness.
Yes, and both sides can have freestanding permission to approach the witnesses.
So Daisy, I'm going to show you what's been marked as in evidence as defense exhibit A. Can you tell me what that is?
That's one of his licenses.
One of Pedro's licenses?
Yes.
And what's the address on that license?
956 Northwest 4th Terrace.
At his mother's house?
Yes.
Where he lived?
Yes.
You said one of his licenses. There's more than one license?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you can see, but a different page of the same exhibit, there are 2 licenses on there, correct?
Correct.
Are both of them Pedro Jimenez's licenses?
Yes.
Do they appear to have the same address on them?
Yes.
Do both of those licenses have the address of his mother's house as his residence?
Yes.
Now, the place where you lived back in 2022, your residence, did you own or rent or lease in that location?
He rented.
Did you have a lease?
Yes.
A written lease?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked for ID as... Okay. So I'm going to show you what's been marked for ID as... Well, actually, Judge, at this time, by stipulation of the parties, I will move defense, what's been listed as A5 and A6 into evidence.
Go ahead. Corporal Market.
A5 is non-defense D, A6 is E.
So the lease gets stipulated too? Whose name's on the lease? I'm guessing Daisy's.
So I'm showing you Exhibit E. Tell me what that is.
This is the lease that I had for the house.
Now, what period of time does that lease cover?
This is from March of 2021, so that's basically for the following year.
It's a 1-year lease?
Yeah, into 2022.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you Exhibit D. Tell me what that is.
This was the new lease.
Beginning when?
This is for the new year, so this is for 2022.
2022 to 2023?
Correct.
So does that lease cover the period of time that fell on June of 2022?
Yes, it's from March 22 to March of 23.
Is Pedro on that lease?
No.
Now that lease is a little bit different in form from the other exhibit that I just showed you, correct?
Correct.
Do you know why that is?
A new owner had bought it, so they had to redraft another contract.
So just so we're clear, Exhibit E is a lease which covers the period March 1st, 2021 through March 1st of 2022. At that time, a different person owned that property, correct?
Correct.
And at some point, that property was sold, and the lease, which covers 2022 to 2023, was prepared by a different person who was the new owner. Is that correct?
Correct.
Was Pedro on that lease?
No, he wasn't.
Only you were on the lease, correct?
Correct.
And the lease stated that your children also lived with you, correct?
Yes.
Now, prior to that, because you lived at the property where you lived in 2022, you had lived there for some time, correct?
Correct.
Around how many years had you lived there?
Roughly, I'm going to say about 4 going on 5 years.
Earlier on, in previous leases, was Pedro on those leases?
Yes.
So there was a time where you all lived together.
Yes.
But at a certain point, he was removed from the lease.
Yes.
And as you just stated, in 2022, June of 2022, that was not Pedro's residence anymore, correct?
No, correct.
At some point, did you change the locks to that residence?
Yes, I had to.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
He began to break into the house.
Okay. So you changed the locks. I presume he didn't have a key.
No.
All right. So I wanna ask you about 5 days before Pedro died. What happened that day?
How would you want me to start from the beginning?
I guess let's start from the beginning. Beginning of the day. Start from the beginning of the day. What's going on? What are your plans for that day?
I remember I picked him up.
Picked who up?
I picked up Pedro.
All right. Where did you pick him up and around what time, if you remember?
I picked him up at his mom's house. I know he was supposed to be going back to work, driving within the next day. So I picked him up from his mother's house so he could see the kids around 1:30, 2 o'clock, between that window.
All right, you picked him up? Came to your house?
I brought him to the house mainly to speak to my mom. She was really upset with him.
No, wait, hold on a second. I'm not talking about the day he died. I'm talking about 5 days before.
Okay.
Were you mixed up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about the pistol whipping day.
That day,
So let's start over.
okay.
The 5 days before he died, the day you got hit in the head.
Okay.
Tell me, how does that day start?
I remember I went to go, he was at somebody's house, and he had took my dogs from the day before.
Well, I don't want to, I guess let me put it this way. At some point, are you home and do you have guests in your house?
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, around what time was that?
This is roughly, I'm gonna say maybe around 9 or 10. It wasn't too late, and it was late in the evening.
9 or 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
All right, who did you have at your house?
It was me, my cousin David, and 3 of his kids. They were playing with Papa and Mia.
When you say Papa, is that Pedro Jr.?
That's Pedro.
All right, so just so we're clear, at your home on this day, at night, you're there, your cousin David Perez is there, your 2 kids are there, and David Perez's 3 kids are there. Is that correct?
That is.
So there's 7 people in the home, 5 children, 2 adults?
Yes.
Anybody else?
No.
If it works, it comes with the cable.
Was there any special reason for this visit, or just to get together, or what?
It was just hanging out for the kids to play.
At some point, did somebody else come to your house?
Pedro.
All right, so were you expecting Pedro to come over?
I wasn't.
All right, so he comes over and what happens?
Well, initially me and David were sitting in the kitchen and we were just drinking a couple beers and we were laughing, having a good time. I know the kids were all in the living room and they were playing Fortnite. And I just hear a loud bang, kind of like how, like the police will knock on the door. So I opened it and he was there. He never met my cousin, so he didn't know.
Any questions?
So.
Hold on, sustain. So he's gonna ask another question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Pedro know David? Did Pedro know your cousin David? Had you never met him before?
No, he didn't.
All right. So Pedro arrives. Does he see, as far as you know, does he see David there?
When I opened the door, he seen me and David.
And what happened when he sees that?
There was just a glare from me to David, back to me, and from there, he pulled out a gun.
Pulled out a gun?
Yeah.
Pedro pulled out a gun, and what did he do after he pulled out the gun?
Initially, he charged at me with the gun, and he hit me once with it, but me and David began to wrestle the gun off of him.
Were you able to take the gun from him?
I did.
I did. When you took it from him, what happened?
From there, I pointed it at him, and I guess our fingers were kind of intertwined. Because if not, I probably would have taken it. He ended up getting it back from me.
Pedro got the gun back?
Yeah.
What if anything did Pedro do once he got the gun back from you?
He pointed it at me, so I ran towards the front door, and I heard a bullet. Well, I heard it dislodge. So
he fired the gun at you?
He fired it at me. I'm not sure where he fired it at, whether it was through the door or through, I'm not sure. But I did hear it go off. So I ran out the door and I fell because the house is elevated. There's steps to go up. So I fell and I hit the ground. And from there.
So I just want to clarify, did you run out one of the doors?
Yes,
to
the front
outside?
door. it started from the back of the house, and from the back of the house is the kitchen, and then there's the living room, and then there's the front door. So
did you trip and fall outside the house or inside the house?
I fell outside.
What happened after you fell?
From there, he jumped over the ledge.
When you say he, who are you talking about?
Pedro.
Okay, he jumped over.
He jumped over the ledge, and he pinned my arms down with his legs, and he began to bludgeon me with the pistol, with the metal end of the pistol. Okay. And I remember David shouting at him. I remember just getting hit over and over again. And I tried to fight, but he was just too big for me. And after that, I just hear my son screaming. And that's when he stopped, and he ran off.
So your son screamed at his dad.
Yeah.
And then it stopped, and Pedro ran off.
Yeah.
Did you see him again that day?
No.
All right. All right, so he runs off. What do you do at that point?
Me and David attempted to take the kids and go to a hotel in case he decided to come back again. As we left, I had forgot my phone. So I turned back around. I was still right around the corner. But there were already police cars that were on the way. So apparently somebody must have called the police.
From a gunshot.
So the police arrived, and I guess you had to speak with them, and they were there to see you, right? Because somebody had called the police because of what happened to you.
Correct.
Right. Once you're done with the police, however long that took a few hours, I would imagine. Right?
It did.
Okay. Once you're done with the police, did you reach out to any other members of your family to let them know what was going on?
No, I just stayed there with David.
Okay. I mean, at some point, did you reach out to your sister, for example?
Yeah, later that night.
All right. Did you send her pictures?
Yeah, after we took them, because I guess I must have been in so much shock that I didn't realize I was covered in blood. I didn't realize they were there.
And just to be clear, showing you Defense Exhibit C and B. Are these the pictures you sent to your sister?
I sent a few more. I had more than one gash on my head.
So you sent her a bunch of pictures, but these are two of the pictures that you sent to your
Yes.
sister.
The police responded and didn't do anything about the injury?
At some point, does your sister come to you? You get together with her?
Yeah, Crystal came the next day after I had woke up.
After you woke up?
Yeah, I passed out.
Okay. Tell me about that. When was it that you passed out? Around what time? For how long?
I stayed up roughly till, I'm going to say, about 5, maybe 6 in the morning, give or take. And David stayed with me because he was worried that if I fell asleep prior to that, sooner, that I could have a concussion. So I stayed up as long as I could, and then I passed out.
Yeah. Do you know around how long you were out for?
I woke up maybe around 5 or 6 in the afternoon, but I only woke up because my son was screaming. He thought I was dead.
Okay. So you wake up, and then what? Did you get together with Crystal at that point?
From there, Crystal comes to the house, and when she sees my head, she begins to basically get frantic. She wanted me to go to the hospital, and at first I was rebuttaling it. that I'll be fine. But from what she says, it looked pretty bad, that she could see my skull on multiple spots.
Right. So did you go to the hospital at that point?
I went.
All right, so, and Crystal, she stayed with your kids so that you can do that, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Her hairstyle is covering their tattoos.
Go to the hospital. After you're done
She has an eyebrow
with the
tattoo
hospital, at some point,
this side.
do you have contact with Pedro again?
Yeah. Yes.
When is this initial contact? Is it like, what, 2 days or a day and a half after after he pistol whipped you, or more than
Like
that?
physical, like in person, just was about, I'm gonna say, the next day, and that was to try to get the dogs back.
Okay. What, if anything, did Pedro tell you when you saw him?
The first time,
Objection, hearsay
the
overruled.
first time he wasn't giving them up, so I didn't.
Well, I don't want to talk about the dogs. I'm specifically.
Just okay.
What, if anything, is he telling you in reference to what he just did to you a couple of days before?
So 2 days later, he wanted to talk to me. He was telling me in the messages and stuff how much he loved me and how sorry he was, that he just wanted to come home to be with me because he missed me and he seen me there with some random guy. But that he loved me and he was sorry.
So, first off, why did you agree to be in the same place with the person who had just done that to you?
He was already sober. Like, I wasn't scared of him when he was sober. It was when he was a monster on drugs that I was scared. When he was on drugs, he was a monster.
When he pistol whipped you, as far as you know, was he on drugs?
Yeah.
Objection, hearsay.
Yes, he was.
When you spoke to him after that, a couple days after that, and you said that he apologized to you, he did, as far as you know, he was not on drugs, is that correct?
At that point in time, no, because his parents didn't allow that in their house. So when he would go over there, basically, he was clean.
And can you tell us or explain to us why you wouldn't have just called the police as soon as he did that to you?
I couldn't. That's one, he would have gotten deported. Two, he wasn't allowed to be with the kids at all by himself, or when his mom wasn't around. I would have gotten the kids taken away. And that's the father of my kids. It's not like I didn't love him. I did.
She is crying. Tears running down her face.
All right, so he says he's sorry. Did you accept and believe his apology?
I did.
And were you guys okay at that point?
At that point, I took him back home with me.
Okay. Now, when you say you took him back home, what does that mean? Does that mean
I let him come
we're
back.
family again, or does that mean something else?
No,
What does it mean?
that just means that I forgave him.
So you took him back home, and did he stay with you that night?
That night, I picked the kids up from Crystal's house again, and he stayed at the house and he slept with Pedro, for Pedro Jr.
Did Pedro and your daughter, did they have a room together?
Yeah,
Okay. What do they have? Do they have bunk beds?
yeah,
So he stayed in the room with the bunk beds?
yeah, and Mia slept with me.
Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing Pedro slept on the bottom bunk and Pedro Jr. slept on the top bunk.
Well, unless he got a top, but no. Yeah.
But Pedro's a big guy, right? So he's probably
Yeah,
on the bottom.
he's pretty big.
Okay, so that was that night. What about the next night? What if any interaction is going on with you and Pedro the following day?
The next day, I remember he took me out to eat with the kids. He took me to Dave and Buster's. He bought me a new ring, this really nice Indian face ring, because he knew I love those gold Indian face rings. And we had a good time with each other.
All right. And that night, did he stay at your residence?
He did.
Okay. Did he sleep with you, or did he sleep in the bunk beds?
He slept with the kids, but I had sex with him, if that's what you're asking. He slept with me, but didn't sleep with me.
Okay. So you were intimate with him at some point, but he didn't sleep with you through the night?
No. No.
All right. And during these 2 days, where you're spending these 2 days with him, as far as you know, was he using any drugs, getting intoxicated, anything like that?
No.
So I want to fast forward to June 24th. I want to start at the beginning. Was Pedro come to your house, or did he stay at your house from the night before?
And that day.
This is just so we're clear. This is the day leading up to the early morning hours where he died. Okay.
No, that day. I believe I picked him up from his mom's house because he was working with his semi over there. He had to wash his clothes and get all his stuff ready because the next day he was leaving.
Okay, so he was staying at his mom's house. The address is on his license.
Correct.
You went to go pick him up over there, I guess, early in the day?
Around like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, around there.
Yes, we have a court watcher.
Pick him up.
We're not going to miss a verdict. This is other docket work.
I took him to my house.
To your house. Was there anybody else at your house at that time when you got there?
It's my mom.
Your mom?
Yes.
Your mom had come down from Texas, right?
Yes.
Why did your mom come down from Texas? You can ask.
She wanted one to get him arrested, which I would not allow. So after that, we agreed to go back together.
To Texas?
To Texas.
Okay. And the plan was for you to finally leave to Texas when?
He was supposed to leave Sunday.
When you say he was supposed to leave, are you talking about Pedro?
Pedro was supposed to leave on Sunday. So
let me stop you. I'm sorry. You say he was supposed to leave. Are you saying that he was going to leave in his truck to go work?
Yes.
So he's going to go on a road trip for work?
He leaves out of town, and I wouldn't see him for sometimes 2 months at a time. So he was getting ready to leave for work. He was an interstate truck driver. And I brought him over to, I'm sorry.
All right, so the plan was once he's gone on the road trip, that's when you're going to move?
That's when we were going to move. We were just waiting for him to leave so he wouldn't know.
Okay. All right, so you said that you picked him up at his mother's house, you brought him over, your mom was at your house, your kids were at your house, right?
Yes.
At some point, does he leave?
Yeah, I'm going to say around maybe anywhere from like 45 minutes, an hour later.
Okay, how was it that he leaves?
A white van came, and I know Kevin was in there with Kevin Bonilla.
Yeah.
And a couple of his friends were with them, and they came and they picked him up.
So Kevin Bonilla and a couple of Pedro's friends drove over there, and he left with them in their white van, is what you're saying?
Yes, before he left, he told me later to pick him up.
Pedro told you to pick him up?
Yeah, because he didn't have his car. I know a tree fell on his car at the base that he works at in Orlando. So he currently didn't have his own car.
Did Pedro have a phone at that point?
No, he didn't.
Okay. So he told you to pick him up. Did he tell you when to pick him up?
He just told me later. So for me, I knew later usually would have been, if he were to have called me from anybody else's phone, it probably would have been about 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm not picking him up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I went like around maybe 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay, so you went to pick him up and you brought him back?
Yeah.
While you were driving back home after picking him up at Kevin's house,
Well, he did have a phone though, but he disconnected it. I just wanted to, so that way,
Pedro disconnected his phone.
He disconnected the phone and he ordered another one, and it hadn't came yet because he threw the phone in the yard, somebody's yard, the night of the bludgeoning. So
after he pistol whipped you, he tossed his phone.
So if the police wouldn't they wouldn't trace it.
Okay. So you pick him up, you're on your way back home. It's around, 10 o'clock at night, more or less?
More or less.
Right. On the car ride back, what, if anything, is going on?
Initially, we were supposed to take him back to his mom's house. But once we get to the store, he asked me to take him to get some beer. So I took him. Once he got it, I realized that the keys, we didn't have them. So
Keys to what?
The keys to his mom's house.
Okay, so Pedro left the keys to his mom's house in your house.
Yeah, it was right next to the front door on top of a china cabinet.
Right, so just to be clear, when you went to pick him up at Kevin's house, your plan was to take Pedro to his mother's house?
Yes.
Your plan wasn't to bring him back initially?
No, not initially, no.
All right. But at some point, you realize you don't have his keys and he needs his keys, right?
Correct.
Were his parents out of town or something?
His dad was the only one that lived there. His mom left his dad for a period of time.
Okay. Okay. All right, so you went back to your house so he can get his keys, right?
Yes.
And what happens?
When I told him basically that that the keys are at the house, he said, well, just go back anyways. He wanted to see the kids, tell them goodbye because he had to leave in the morning. So I took him and he got out. And he began to talk to my mom once we got there. And I don't know how or where the conversation just went from, it took a whole 180 turn. And I just remember by the time I got my stuff out of the car, the kids' bags and stuff from earlier, I just hear him going off with my mom saying how I was a whore and how he knows that I was fucking this boy, this other guy.
Forking? Did she say? I think she said forking.
At some point, does he leave?
After he choked me the first time, yeah.
Okay, what happened with that? How did that come about, him choking?
I kept denying it, so he began to get angry, and from there, the first time he grabbed me by my throat, and my mom threatened to call the police. So he let go, and then he ran to the back of the alley, where the alley was.
So he ran away after choking you and after your mom told him that she was going to call the police, right?
Correct.
For my next question, Judge, I would ask that what's marked as Defense Exhibit A4 for identification be admitted as a self-authenticated order that we've discussed before.
Any objection?
No objection, subject to jury instruction.
All right, go ahead.
Defense A4 marked for ID now becomes defense number F.
F, right?
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge.
All right, we're gonna have to pause this right now because we have some action in our other
So
court.
Daisy, I'm showing you what's in evidence as Defense Exhibit F.
They're bringing
This
the
is an
players
order
in.
that addresses Pedro's parental rights. I want to direct you to one moment.
Okay. Well, while they do that, let's do this really quickly. We're going to pause right here. We're going to pause it. We're not going to miss anything in the Daisy trial. We're going to jump to courtroom 7, well, courtroom 3, and get some audio going here because the prosecution just showed up. Mom's in the courtroom. Legally Blonde is there sitting with Mom in the back of the courtroom. We're waiting for the defendant to show up. We're waiting for a little bit of audio as well. Judge is here already, and there's a possibility that we have a verdict. Do we want to play the music? I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Let's see. Wait for it, please. Hang on just one second. I've got some information that if we have a verdict, it's partial. But we're not sure if that's the case or not. Might have been how it was before. Judge takes for his paperwork. I've got no audio yet.
This is the case of the State of Ohio versus Mr. Thomas, case number 24 CR 42241. It is 11:14 a.m. And we have received a note from the jury that indicates that they have a verdict, but they do not have a verdict on counts 2 and 3. So everybody can be seated. When we bring in the jury for the reading of the verdict, everybody is to remain seated. That includes you folks in the gallery. Everybody just remain seated.
8 hours and 30 minutes of deliberation. The jury has reached a verdict on 2 of the 4 charges. 1 and 4, we have a verdict for. 2 and 3, we do not. This is as far as they can get. They're going to be hung. It will be a mistrial on 2 charges and a verdict on 2 others. We don't know yet if the jury was leaning towards not guilty or guilty, or a split decision either. So we could have anything happen here. The jury coming in right now. Everyone's supposed to remain seated. It'll be just a second. The judge will begin the process of having the verdict read and authenticated.
May be seated.
Here we go. Jury's here.
Good morning, almost afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my understanding that you have reached a verdict on some of the counts, but not all of the counts? Correct. All right. So, first of all, was everybody able to follow my instructions and admonitions while we were deliberating? Were you all able to keep from any outside influences while you were doing your deliberation process? All right. So, Ms. Grimes, you're our foreperson, right? If you could please hand the verdict forms to Ms. Kuroko in advance of the reading of the verdict. I want to thank you all for your service in what has been a very long and difficult process. All right. With regard to count 1, verdict form says, we, the jury in the above captioned case, find the defendant Thornton Thomas not guilty on the charge of felonious assault. And it appears that there are 12 signatures attached. Count 4, we, the jury, in the above captioned case, find the defendant, Thornton Thomas, not guilty of the charge of strangulation.
Two not guilty.
And then we do have the note from the jury indicating that we did not come to a consensus on counts 2 and 3, so those verdict forms are both
Wow.
blank. Ms. Grimes, are those the verdicts of the jury?
Yes, they are.
Does either side want to have the jury polled?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this now releases you from your service.
Big
Almost.
smiles from the defendant.
I have a visit from my court administrator who is in the process of doing a rather comprehensive study on juror trauma. So she wants to talk to you a little bit about your experience here. Won't take very long.
This won't
I'll
hurt a
probably
bit.
come back and talk to you as well, and then we'll get you on your way. Thank you again for your hard work in the case.
Wow.
Ms. Grilko, you can take the jury out. Everybody, you can remain seated.
Two not guilties. Two not guilties on 1 and 4. Big smiles. We're going to see if the prosecution is going to announce their intention to retry. Prayers from the mom, smiles from Legally Blonde.
Do you want to talk to the jurors if they are interested in talking to you?
If they want, really the only thing I'm interested in is the count, because that's going to, the count.
Okay.
The division, if they don't want to talk to us.
Because that's...
Okay.
Yeah, I always like to talk to them just to know where.
Ms. Burnside might wear them out on her juror trauma stuff. I don't know
Kinda what I'm
about
thinking.
that, but
But if you could find that, that will help me in the decision that has to be made.
all right. Why don't we set this for a status conference in about 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Then we should know, right, as to
Oh,
whether
for
or
sure.
not.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what that count is.
And I don't know. I don't know that it makes sense to transport Mr. Thomas for that. I mean, the state's either going to.
We're either going to set a new trial date or.
I mean, I assume Mr. Engel is going to file a motion to dismiss to prevent me from having another trial in the case, but that's all sort of caught up in the process. But that doesn't really require Mr. Thomas to be transported, right?
No, I'm wondering, Judge, if, I don't know what the procedure would be, but if there's a decision that could be made quicker by the prosecutor's office, we could even keep him here. And I could come. We could
No,
keep him
they don't
here
want him
too.
in the jail any longer than he has to be, so
Exactly.
we're gonna ride him out as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, then I would say we waive his presence and we can, for the status conference.
Okay, I mean, Mr. Thomas, I mean, I know you need to talk to your attorney about this, but there's a couple of things that need to happen after today's hearing. You've been found not guilty on the 2 charges, the felonious assault and the strangulation, but we have no verdict on the assault on the corrections officers. So a hung jury means that under certain circumstances, the state of Ohio can try you again only on those counts. They can't try you on the felonious assault, they can't try you on the strangulation, but we could have another trial in theory on the issue of the assault charges only. Mr. Engel, I assume, he's going to be filing some motions that prevent the state from trying you again. The state may not even want to try you again. I don't know. None of those decisions really involve you. So my thought is that we'll set a status conference without you here, so we don't have to bring you down here again, and then we'll just let you know how things come out.
Yes,
Obviously, if there's going to be another trial, you'll be here for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
If it's all right with the court would waive any deadlines I have. I don't know what deadlines I might have, but until we hear from the prosecutor's office what they intend to do, I don't want to file any motions if it's not necessary.
We should know in a couple of days, right?
I can't, I'm not the person who makes that decision, so I will set the wheels in motion and let you know as soon as possible.
All right, let's plan on touching base via email on Monday. I will generate
Sounds
the email, and everybody will be on it. I'll send an email to everybody that says, hey, where are we? And then
Judge, do you need my email address?
I'll stay the time for filing of motions. I don't know what the deadlines are.
We'll wait any time as
and
well,
we'll see.
Judge, it's fine.
And then I'll find out from the jury if they want to talk to you
Yes, sir.
or not.
Yep.
Okay? All right, and you will send me an entry on counts 1 and 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we're in recess.
All right, there we go. So as we go back to the Daisy trial, that was a surprise a little bit. I thought there would be a compromise. I really thought there'd be a compromise. But the assault charges, they were split on. Depending on the count, if there was one holdout saying, yes, he's guilty, they're not going to try him again. But if there was only one holdout saying, no, he's not guilty, they're going to try him again. That's what they're talking about on the count. So let's get back to audio. There we go. And back to our court case up here.
I want to direct you
where
to
we
the
left
second
off.
page.
We'll zoom and catch up in just a minute.
Where it says, visitation for Pedro Jimenez with the child, Pedro Jimenez and Mia Jimenez, shall be as follows. The mother may supervise FaceTime calls at her discretion. The father shall have supervised visits at a minimum.
Is there a question?
Yes, if I can finish.
Ooh, spice is
Father
starting.
shall have supervised visits at a minimum of one time per month, supervised by the paternal grandmother. Who is the paternal grandmother?
Pedro's mom.
Pedro's mom. So Pedro was allowed to have one visit per month. Pedro was allowed to have one visit per month with his children, as long as it was supervised by Pedro's mother, correct?
Yes.
In June of 2022, where did Pedro's mother live?
She moved to Georgia. She separated with her husband because he was abusive.
Would she frequently come back to Florida from Georgia, as far as you know?
No.
All right. So, Pedro chokes you. Your mother tells him, I'm going to call the police. He leaves. Does he come back at some point?
He kept coming back, talking, I guess, to my mother. He was hysterical. And then I would talk.
Did it appear to you, based on knowing him, that he was under the influence of anything?
Oh, he was. When I picked him up from Kevin's house, I walked in on him buying 6 bags of cocaine.
Okay.
6 bags? 6 buys?
So
6
he
bars?
wasn't the sober person that you had dealt with a couple of days before, right?
No.
Right. So when he comes back after your mother initially threatened to call the police, what happens when he came back?
The first time he began he was hysterical, telling me how I betrayed him, how he gave me everything. I threw 9 years down the drain, and he again tried to, as I denied it again. Clearly he had his facts in order, he knew, but I wasn't.
Hold on. Remember when your objection was paused?
That's mine.
Okay, so overruled, you continue.
Yeah. Clearly he knew, but I just wasn't at that stage yet to admit, that I had moved on. So at that point, because I kept denying it, he got angry again, and I had pulled the gun out on him.
Hold on. We're going on a little too long,
Okay.
so if the objection is sustained, we're gonna have to ask you another question.
So he's upset because he suspects that you're with another man or seeing another man, right?
Yes.
Okay. You said that he was very agitated?
Yes.
Okay. So he kept pressing the issue, and then what, if anything, does he do at this moment?
At that point, he grabbed me again, and this time I had the gun in close range.
What'd you do?
I pointed it at him
And what'd you say?
to leave.
Did he?
He ran.
You ran away?
He ran away.
At some point after that, does he come back?
Yes.
All right. What happens when he comes back? This third time now he's coming back, right? All right, what happens this third time that he comes back?
It's the same thing.
What
Basically,
happened?
the same thing, just hysterical, crying, basically saying I ruined their entire family, whatnot.
Let's all try to speak up. So there's an objection. It's a little
Sorry. And then as he began to draw closer, at this point, I'm already scared. I can see that he's using. I can see that he's been using all day. From what happened a couple days before, my head is still healing. I'm beginning to be scared now.
sustained narrative. Mr. Dumas is going to ask another question.
Okay.
So you're still recovering from your wounds, right?
Yes.
How are your wounds feeling, and what state are they in at that point that it's been a few days?
I mean, they're dry, but they're very open still.
Do they still hurt?
Yes.
All right, so you're feeling that, right? He's already left a couple of times, and now he's coming back. Is his demeanor escalating?
It is.
Okay. So now this time, again, when he's come back, what happens?
The last time?
Well, I want to go in order. So this is the third time. I'm not. How many times did you leave and come back?
Well, I went to go look for my purse.
Why'd you go look for your purse?
He took it out of the car with my phone and everything inside of it. But he kept going to the alley. And he didn't have it with him when he came back the second time. So I assumed he has it hidden somewhere, maybe right there by the end of the alley.
All right. So at what point is it that you realize or notice that your purse is missing?
At this point now, this is like maybe 11, this is 12, around 12. This is right before my mom had left.
Right. Was there anything in your purse that you needed?
Well, my phone, my credit cards. I know I had the keys still on me. And aside from that, no, just the phone, the credit cards, and I had some jewelry in there, so.
Okay, so you've got your keys on your person, right?
Yeah.
But your purse contained your credit cards and, importantly, your cell phone.
Yes.
And your purse was missing.
Yes.
All right, so I think you said you went to the alley to look for it?
I went to the alley. I had already not seen him come back for roughly, I'm gonna say about 20 minutes, so I assume maybe he left.
Okay.
So I put the gun on top of the china cabinet and I walked to the alley to look around the palm trees, see if it was probably there. And as soon as I got around the area, he ran up from behind one of the bushes and grabbed me by my throat and threw me on the floor.
Okay, and when he threw you on the floor, what did you do?
He could see my mom, like, just screaming, saying the same thing again, that that's it, I'm gonna call the police. And he just took off again.
Took off again. All right, so this happened, takes off again, your mom is still there. Does he come back again while your mom is still there?
No, that's the last time.
Okay, so when he comes back later, your mom's already gone, right?
At that point, she left because I wouldn't let her call the police. So she just said she was tired of it. So she left. She called my sister to pick her up.
All right, so she got picked up and she left around, as best you can recall, around what time was it that your mom left?
I'm gonna say about, it could be possible from anywhere around 1:30, maybe 2.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom leaves, so you're left there and your kids are there too, correct?
Yes, I had them inside of my room. They were locked in.
Okay. Were they, this is already late. Are they sleeping as far as you know?
Yeah, the babies are asleep.
Okay. All right, so tell me about when you, actually, before I get to that point, do you recall a video that we saw a couple of days ago where Pedro is running across the screen and then you come out and you open the car door and then you yell at him?
Yes.
What was happening in that video?
That was after the first time when he grabbed me by my throat. And no, the second time when he grabbed me by my throat and I pulled the gun out on him. That's why he ran.
Okay. And do you remember, because in the video we can hear you yelling, but it's hard to make out what you're saying. Do you recall what you were saying in that instance?
I was yelling at him to leave, to stop coming back.
Okay. All right, so I want to get to the point where he comes back the final time. Tell me about that. How did that happen?
He had already not came back for a little, for a little while. I went outside to smoke a cigarette on the back porch, and I had the gun with me. And he came again, and he began telling me again how I was sleeping with this other guy, that the guy was a friend, was his friend's boyfriend. And I just got tired of lying to him. So I told him.
You told him you were sleeping with somebody else?
I did.
Okay. What happened when you did that?
I told him I was sorry. And he charged at me. He called me a fucking whore. He said that he gave me everything. I gave you everything.
Stop. We need to keep our voices up when we object. So there's an objection. Overruled. We can continue answering.
He said, "You fucking bitch, I gave you everything. I gave you fucking everything." And then from there, he charged at me. He grabbed me by my hair. He threw me to the floor.
Now, when he threw you to the floor and grabbed you by your hair, did you still had those wounds, right?
Yeah, I could already feel right then and there that they ripped open.
Okay. He
So
threw you to the floor.
he threw me to the floor.
After he throws you to the floor, what do you do?
I grabbed the gun from the slab.
Okay, and what did you do once you got the gun?
I pointed at him and I told him, leave already.
Did he?
No, he told me that he didn't give a fuck.
They're objecting to hearsay.
Did you hear? Someone said, here's the
A little
objection.
bit. I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's an objection. Overruled.
He told me that he was gonna lock me out of the house and that I was gonna sleep outside. When I began to walk towards him and I said, "No, you're not. You're gonna leave." He said, "I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm ready to die. You could kill me." And he began to run towards the house.
And what did you do when you see him running towards the house to lock you out?
I took the shot.
Were you aiming to hit him?
Literally.
I initially aimed towards the floor as I lifted up the gun. I didn't expect for it to hit him. I just thought the sound was gonna scare him off this time for good.
So immediately before you pulled the trigger, he was going towards your door and he was gonna barricade himself inside the home, as far as you know, right?
He was.
All right. As soon as you fired that shot, did he abandon that intention and run off in a different direction?
He changed course, yes.
Okay, and he took off, right?
He began to run in a different direction, yes.
As he was running away after you fired the shot, did he appear injured? Did he appear like he was shot or hurt? Or?
Not at all. I didn't. That's why I didn't think he was hit at all.
Okay. I mean, did he say anything after you shot, like, ow, or you shot me, or anything like that?
I heard, like, it was very faintly, but it was like, ah. So as a couple seconds began to pass by, now I'm a little scared. Did he get hit? I don't know. That's where I began to walk towards the front of the house.
Okay, what did you do with the gun at that point?
I still had it in my hand.
Okay, at some point, did you put it somewhere?
After I circled around the house entirely, I threw it inside of the tree right in front of my door.
Right in front of your front door?
Yes.
Okay. So you hid it somewhere where you would have access to it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, at some point, do you find Pedro?
At some point I did after I heard the wailing, yes.
Okay, so he was wailing and that's how you were able to locate where he was? Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so you go to him and what do you see and what do you do?
I see him laying there as I get out of the car and I run up to him and I begin to ask him, where is it at? I begin to ask him, where is it at? He couldn't tell me. He was disoriented. From there, I start to look for where it is that he was hit. I start to look for the phone.
When you say the phone, your phone?
Yes.
Because at this point, you still don't have your phone.
Yes.
All right. So before we get back to Pedro, at some point, did you find your phone?
I found the phone. It was roughly about 2 feet away from his body.
It was laying next to his body?
It was laying next to his body, like maybe he had it in his hand or he was trying to use it.
Okay.
But he collapsed.
And did you call anybody when you found the phone?
I called 911.
All right. At some point, did you try to render aid to him in some way?
At that point, I was just on autopilot. I began stripping his shirt off, ripping it off, lifting up his leg, tying a tourniquet around his leg, and then I even tried as much as to lift him up, but one of his legs, he couldn't stand on it at all. He couldn't move.
Was that the leg that was shot or was it the other leg?
It was the other leg.
It was the other leg.
Yes.
So the other leg, so what, he's got a bullet hole in one leg, but the other leg, that's the one that he couldn't move.
Yes.
Did you know why he couldn't move it?
No, and when I would ask him what happened as far as to the leg, he couldn't tell me. He couldn't, nothing at all.
Okay. All right, so we saw the footage earlier in the trial when the police get there and what happened after that. Now we know that you didn't tell them. You weren't completely candid with them at first with the police, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain to us why you didn't just tell them everything from the get-go and why it took a little while before you could get to that?
Candid, truthful.
They would have taken my kids.
Why do you say they would have taken your kids?
He wasn't supposed to be around. He wasn't supposed to be around the house at all. His mom was supposed to supervise them. He wasn't allowed to be there at all.
So you were afraid that because you were, if I'm correct, you're saying that you were concerned that because you were giving Pedro more visits than he was entitled to under that order, that they might penalize you.
That's one way to
say it. They might
it.
penalize you and possibly take away your kids, and that was a concern for you, correct?
Yes.
Giving him more visits.
At some point, you were handcuffed while you were still at your house or in the area of your house, correct?
Yes.
You tell me what happened. When did that happen, or how did that happen?
Well, I kept asking the officers the entire night. I was asking the officers the entire night whether they had resuscitated him or not. So I was pretty hysterical because they wouldn't tell me. They said I had to wait for the investigator to arrive for me to know anything as far as what's going on with him. In the process, I was calling hospitals to see where he was at, admitted. finally, the investigator arrived, and as I walked up to him, I asked
Objection, hearsay.
if he was still alive, and immediately he told me no. I threw myself to the floor. I started to scream. I started crying. And
okay, so that's when you get confirmation that Pedro's dead.
yes,
All right, you said you threw yourself to the floor, you were emotional.
yeah.
What happens after that?
Pedro opens the door. I guess he woke up.
Pedro Jr.
Yeah, he opened the door. He was locked in the room, so he must have came out. He knew how to pick the lock. It's funny. But he came out the room and he opened the door, and the detective pushed him back in, and he arrested me, and he told him, "Don't come back outside."
Objection, hearsay.
Okay. If you recall, how long, all right, so you're in handcuffs at that point. Where did they put you? They put you in the back of a car? Did they put you somewhere else?
They put me in a squad. They removed my jewelry and stuff off of me, and then they put me in one of the patrol cars for Homestead Police Department.
Okay, in the back seat?
Yes,
And they closed the door so that you couldn't open the door, right?
yeah, and they left me in there for roughly about, I'm gonna say 2 hours.
Was the car on? Was the air on?
They had the windows down, but they wouldn't let me use the restroom or anything like that.
Okay. At some point, you were transported to the police headquarters, right?
Yes,
Were you transported in a separate car, or were you transported in the same car that you sat in for 2 hours while handcuffed?
no, they moved me to a Metro squad unit.
All right, so you're told that Pedro's dead, you're put in handcuffs, and you sit in the back of a police car for about 2 hours, correct?
Correct.
Then after that, you're taken out of that car, you're put in a different car, and then you're transported to headquarters in that different car.
Objection, meeting.
Yes. Yes.
That's correct? Okay. So you get to the station, and we saw the video. You gave a statement at some point. Prior to you giving the statement, at some point you were taken to the bathroom, correct?
Correct.
And at some point you were fingerprinted, correct?
Yes.
And you had an interaction with a couple of female detectives, is that correct?
During the fingerprinting, yes, that she brought an additional a domestic violence detective with her for that one.
When you say she, who are you referring to?
Melanie Janoris.
Okay. So Melanie Janoris is one of the homicide detectives that was investigating you, correct?
Correct.
And she's one of the people that you were primarily dealing with during this time, correct?
Correct.
In fact, in the video that we saw of your interrogation, there were two detectives in that room, right?
Yes.
Melanie Janoris was one.
Objection, meeting.
Yes.
And do you know who the other person in that room was?
Jason Cruz.
Detective Cruz.
Correct.
But prior to that, you came in contact with, you said, a female domestic violence detective?
Yes.
Other than that detective being present when you were being fingerprinted, other than that, was she ever present at any other point, as far as you know?
No, she basically only walked with us first to the bathroom, and then she walked with Melanie to just have me fingerprinted, but she wasn't there as far as for the interview or for the actual fingerprint, for the processes of anything.
And did that domestic violence detective have any interactions with you?
She did.
Okay, tell me about that interaction.
She told me that.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. Can you please sit down?
Judge, I'm trying to direct you.
She told
Can you keep
me.
your voice up, please?
Yeah.
Can you sit down now? The witness will keep her voice up.
She told me that she just wanted to help me, that unless I spoke to them and I told them what happened, then they couldn't know anything, that they wouldn't know anything, and that basically now I'm going to end up spending the rest of my life in jail because I won't let them know what happened, that my kids could possibly get taken away.
Objection, hearsay, narrative.
All right. I'm going to give a limited instruction. The objection is going to be overruled to the extent that Ms. Link is testifying about any limitation on her liberty, such as spending the rest of her life in jail. You will look at that from the point of view of her testifying, but you will not consider that as it will not affect your verdict, because we discussed that in jury selection. Okay? You can continue answering.
Okay. And that basically, unless I spoke to them and I let them know what really happened, then, you know, that was basically what was going to be the outcome. That it wasn't my fault that things like this happen. You know, people get tired.
Objection, hearsay, narrative.
Overruled.
I then began to tell her that it's not what it seems at all, that that's not what it is. And that I'll talk to you, I'll tell you what really happened. So I did.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
She then told me that.
Objection, hearsay, narrative. No pending question.
What was the question?
She wasn't finished, so I just said go ahead.
Okay. Same, he's gonna ask another question.
Okay. So after you had this interaction with that domestic violence detective, you proceeded to give the statement which we saw the video of a couple days ago, correct?
Yes.
But that detective, that domestic violence detective, you didn't see her again, right?
After that, no, I never seen her again.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Link. I don't have any further questions at this time.
Okay, it's about to get spicy.
See if there's any cross-examination.
There is, let me go sidebar first.
Okay, this sidebar, which we're going to fast forward through. Whoa, that got really loud really fast. This sidebar, which we're fast forwarding through, is probably the prosecutor just yelling and swearing at the judge. So we have that. Okay, we're coming back here.
Considering that we may go into lunch, we may, this may have finishing slot. So let's just take a lunch break now. It's 11:40 now, so let's plan to be back at 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, that's an hour and 20 minutes for lunch. Lisette and Humberto. All right, please remember my instructions. You're not doing your research about the case and talking more about the case. If you see any of the witnesses, you've met a whole bunch of
fight it out.
people. Please ignore them. Please ignore Ms. Link. Please ignore the lawyers. So please walk and self-govern. Walk out with your notepads. Lisette is going to collect them from you out there. And then between Lisette and Humberto, they'll tell you where to do them. It's probably going to be on the 3rd floor if that's where he's instructed you to move in class. Thank you.
Okay, we're on shoe watch here. Yeezys. Nike. Couldn't see that. Sandals. Couldn't tell. All right. Now let the fight begin, because the jury's gone and we're going to fight about what just happened. The state has some words to say about possibly both getting their hands smacked in front of the jury, which they don't like at all. Why are we sitting here? Wait for a minute. Are we honestly going to lunch right now? No way. Give me a second. Let's see when they come back. Okay, it's right now.
On her direct examination, testified about how an officer said you are going to spend the rest of your life unless you tell us the truth. This jail call goes directly to that, what she would have done. It talks directly about the time that she is facing.
They want the jail call.
I understand plea negotiations may or may not be involved. We can limit that as much as we can. She says, in that phone call, she says the prosecutor originally offered 15 and then came back and changed his mind and said 25. I'm more than happy to mute it. But what she says is 25, 25, what the fuck, 25. If I would have known that, I would have chopped that motherfucker up and scattered his body all over Florida. It goes directly to her state of mind at the time that she's making this call. I understand that this happened 3 years. This phone call happened 3 years after the fact. However, all jail calls happen after the arrest. This also contradicts exactly what she's saying. Now, again, with the court's even limiting instruction, we are now putting the jury in the position that they are considering that this woman is facing life in prison, which I think that they were thinking about regardless of, because this is a homicide case, and I think we all realize that. So I think that this goes directly to that, and she should be questioned on that.
All right, defense, what's your position?
This has been litigated ad nauseum, major ruling, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed except she's talking about how now she's facing life on her direct examination.
What's a logical argument that could be made about that jail call with plea negotiations? What's the logical?
Judge, I'm willing to.
In the middle of plea negotiations, what's a logical argument that could be made if I let this string come in front of the jury?
Judge, again,
besides it's in the middle of the breakdown of plea negotiations, what she's offered, what she's willing to take, what the state offered, what's another logical explanation?
So if I may, I am more than willing to limit the part where it says the prosecutor offered me this. She just testified on direct examination.
Answer my question.
I am trying to, Judge. If I keep getting interrupted, I can't answer your question.
Why don't you start with answering?
I am attempting to.
I'm giving you access to the record.
Thank you. The question is to the jury, not what that she is facing. That is not to be considered. Again, I will more than happily limit the plea negotiations. But it goes, again, to her state of mind, what she was thinking. She just said, somebody told me I was facing life. Now we have, 3 years after the fact, a conversation where she discusses what she's facing again and the conversations therein. It's not for the jury to decide whether or not she's sentenced to whatever it is, but the logic there is it goes directly to her state of mind at the time, now, as well as we've been stating numerous times, it goes to the depraved mind element of this crime. I do not see how the court could limit the state in not eliciting testimony when she's directly talking about what she would have done if she would have known what time she was facing. Now she says, on direct, I knew what time I was facing. We actually have her saying something opposite. It goes directly to impeachment, it goes directly to her state of mind, and it goes directly to element 3.
The breakdown of plea negotiations, where she's testified, and you have the post-mortem statement of this being an accidental shooting, maybe she didn't mean for it, she was trying to scare him, something along those lines. And she's saying, had I known, I would have done what I can't quote it verbatim, goes to what she believes her actions are worth by way of years, meaning a plea.
And she just...
Don't interrupt me. It's in the middle of a plea negotiation where plea negotiations have broken down. That's a logical argument to the jury if I let it in.
Then let the
this is what she believes the plea may have been.
Then let the defense make that
meaning
argument.
if it's an accident and I'm offering them 10 years, I can't believe they want something higher than that. That's a logical argument, not a depraved mind, depraved heart, evil intent. Plus, the court's already ruled it's more prejudicial than probative. Anything else you want to say?
That's not what the jail call says.
Anything else you want to put on record?
I'm trying to. That's not what the jail call says. She just said that her state of mind at the time was, I am now facing life. I'm going to go away for life unless I speak to these officers. That jail call says something directly different, and the court keeps quoting this without ever hurting it. I think it's imperative the court actually hears the portion, because again, it's for impeachment purposes, because now she's saying, well, I'm not actually facing life, and if I had known any of this, I would have done so much worse. That's why we're trying to introduce this.
because it's so important for the jury to actually understand Ms. Link's state of mind. It's not about plea negotiations. And again, I'm willing to limit the portion of time where they talk about what I came back with.
Your request is denied.
Boom.
What's the next item we want to go over regarding impeachment?
What?
Okay, listen, I can see the arms.
No, I'm motioning to.
I can see the rolling of the eyes. I'm trying to ignore it, but at some point, we're all officers of the court, and I would ask that you all be professional.
I would ask the same of this court, because this court yesterday was screaming at me when I was because I was trying to bring to the court's attention witnesses coordinating their testimony. I understand that there is a jury here, Your Honor, and that we are trying.
Where did that leave me after an hour and a half of questioning? And I took your word for it that at the end of the inquiry, it would be revealed that the witnesses were coordinating their testimony.
And it was. The court ignored that.
Hold on. After we questioned 2 witnesses and you showed me Facebook posts, the conclusion of the hearing the conclusion of the hearing was evidence before this court that those witnesses were coordinating their testimony.
And we had Ms. Perez testify.
And it was a violation of the rules of sequestration. Was that the conclusion of the hour and a half break we took while this jury was patiently waiting?
Absolutely it was. Ms. Perez came in, said she was handed her deposition transcript, which was just used to impeach her. It's improper for a witness in the middle of their testimony to go through and remember things that they were just impeached on. Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. And yes, I want to respect the jury's time. Absolutely. However, it is unbelievable that the court would not want to get to the bottom of witness coordination and witness manipulation in the middle of a trial. Yes, absolutely should respect this jury's time. But if witnesses are changing their testimony, coordinating their testimony, watching YouTube live feeds of this trial, it is important to get to the bottom of that. It is imperative that we get to the bottom of that.
Thank you. We're going to move on. I think the record and the findings speak for itself after that hour and a half break. What's the next request for impeachment?
We have, so I don't know if you want to handle the car incident now or if you want to handle the text messages, but there's a number of different text messages that I think that are admissible as impeachment.
Let's go to the car incident.
Sure. So Ms. Link testified that the reason that Pedro had to get a rental car was because he got into an accident or something in Orlando. That's actually not true. The reason that they had to get a rental car was Ms. Link destroying the vehicle on the same day that she got pistol whipped is what she claims.
How's that going to come in? What's the evidence of that?
Her
So the testimony was his car was damaged at the Orlando location of where he parks it for work.
Right, and it actually happened on the same day, and her own statement says the same thing. Detective Janoris walks in and says, I have a question, what happened on Monday? We know that this homicide happened on Friday. Miss Link goes, what do you mean, when he pistol whipped me? And she goes, no, with the truck. And Miss Link goes, I did that right afterwards. Which
I think you're talking now about when she hits the car with the gun in Miami.
yes,
Right.
which is different than what she testified to on the stand.
So what you're saying is his car was really in Miami and not in Orlando?
Yes. And I have text messages showing that Mr. Jimenez was actually coming, Instagram DMs showing Mr. Jimenez was actually coming down to Miami, Florida to send this Link to rehab.
Let me see the text messages regarding the damage of the car in Miami and not Orlando.
Well, we heard testimony during the Stand Your Ground that Joel Perez testified about
Let me know how you're going to impeach her with what you're saying. What's her line on the witness?
I'm going to unmute the portion that was muted about that, of her statement.
Go ahead. I'm not following you, but I'll let you show me what it is you're
No,
referring to.
we muted a portion of the statement because the court said there is not a link to this homicide case from 5 days prior to Ms. Link's actions where she was damaging Mr. Jimenez's truck. We had that, the court limited me there. We in turn muted the portion of the defendant's statement where when Detective Janoris comes in and says, I have a question about Monday being the same incident day, Ms. Link admits that she destroyed his truck at that point in time.
Okay, let me hear it.
There.
Is that the way you remember the sequence of events?
third chair wasn't even ready.
I'm not sure if we're talking about her testimony or if we're talking about her statement to the
What they
board.
want to say is, she's lying about the car, his car being damaged in Orlando. He didn't have a car. What they're saying is, she damaged the car.
She's talking about a different vehicle. She was talking on the stand about a car. What they're talking about is his rig, his semi. Two different cars, so I don't see how that opens the door to anything.
She also says she took a number of different actions that day, including trying to go to a hotel room, going back to her house, and a number of different things there as well, which we know is not true. She actually, according to the statement, from what I can gather at least, immediately got up, walked over to his car, and started attacking it.
Let me hear it to see if it's car or his big rig that he.
It says truck. It says truck. Your Honor,
And Judge, she didn't talk about the truck on her during her testimony because she's not supposed to. We were specifically not covering that topic. So for the state to say, oh, she didn't mention it during testimony is disingenuous.
It's not disingenuous.
So wait, let me ask you this. They're saying there's two cars. He drives the work truck, which is what she's accused of damaging with his gun, but there's also this car that he parks in Orlando. Are there two cars?
I can't speak to that, but what I can say is Ms. Flink said, these are the actions that I took. There is one very large action that she is not talking about also, which on the day in question, if she was so bloodied, so bruised, so damaged, Judge, I'm trying to.
Can we just talk about the damaging to this vehicle? Whether it's the rig or the car?
Judge, I'm trying to.
What's the point you're trying to make right now?
I'm trying to say, she said I took all these actions and I fell asleep for hours. I think in opening statement, Mr. Tomas said that she lost consciousness. She said that she went to a motel. She did all of these things. She did all of these steps. However, what's important here is she was not that injured. She was not so injured that she could not get up, go over to his car, his truck, which is what she says. She says his truck, and damage it to the point of, and we have this in her cell phone, her records, making a claim through Progressive as well.
For which car?
I don't have those records, Judge. I did not subpoena Progressive.
The problem I'm having is Mr. Tomas is saying her testimony was about a car in Orlando, not the truck, not the big rig truck. How do I let you impeach her? And we've already agreed that I've already moved a portion of her damaging the vehicle in Miami is an uncharged crime. They didn't talk about it.
How can you not let it in? When she's saying, I was so bloodied, I was so bruised, I took all these steps, even if we take the defendant at her word that this was a car in Orlando, and car and truck are interchangeable. I drive a truck, I call it my car all the time.
You're wrong.
When she's doing all these steps, I was so bloodied, I was so bruised, I was so injured. She said her head was her skull was out of her head at some point, but we're not going to let in what she's actually doing on that day, which is destroying. I'm not. They go hand in hand.
You have a good faith basis to believe there's two vehicles she's referring to. You have a good faith basis to believe it's not two vehicles.
Yes.
Right. That request is denied. What's the next request?
Would you like to force a plate still, or?
At this point, unless it says car Orlando, I guess you can go ahead and play it.
And approach, if you want to like approach too, just as the speaker. Sure.
Okay. I'm not a fan of this judge.
was the same day as the actual shooting, or I'm sorry, as the actual pistol whipping.
And what's the word that's used? We're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I'm gonna continue the argument, Judge. What was the court's question, Judge?
What word did you use, or what word did the detective use?
I can say it again, Judge, because I didn't hear it.
Judge says we're not doing 1, 2, 3 tag teaming on these arguments.
Okay, Judge, so this is exactly what she says. She says, detective says, what happened? Are you going to tell me what happened? Defendant says, what do you mean? When he got home in the truck, yeah, I busted his window. Was this the same day of the pistol whipping? Yes, right after. Judge?
She uses the word truck.
She does, Judge. And here's what the state is arguing. Your Honor, not only is this impeachment by contradiction, Judge, this is also inextricably intertwined. If Your Honor, and I have case law to support it, when an event is discussed, it is so inextricably intertwined because she gave on a scenario of exactly what happened that day after she got pistol whipped. The kids went out screaming, they tried to get a hotel, she tried to hide. This incident that she says it right here, right after I got pistol whipped, I busted his windows of his truck. That incident is so inextricably intertwined that the state should be and is entitled to allow the jury to hear exactly what happened and the sequence of events, because she got up on the stand and said exactly what happened after she got pistol whipped. So she opened the door, and this evidence right here is so inextricably intertwined that the jury should have a full picture as to what she did right after she got pistol whipped, because she said she went to a hotel, she said she tried to go to the hospital, but she so happened to forget to say that she busted the windows open with the car. We have evidence clearly that says, puts it in perspective for the court, and because it is so inextricably intertwined, the court should allow the state to present it.
Do you have a good faith basis as you stand in front of me that it's the same car?
Judge, I have the most good faith basis that this is the same car. No, Judge, I have the utmost good faith basis that this is the same exact car we're talking about.
Is it an uncharged crime, either criminal mischief or some sort of burglary to your car?
Judge, is it an uncharged crime? I wouldn't disagree with the court because that wouldn't be honest with me. Is it an uncharged crime that she committed criminal mischief on a truck? Absolutely. But that has nothing to do with the fact that this jury is entitled to hear the exact story of how it was presented, not what the defendant wants the jury to hear. We are entitled as the state to present evidence that we have in a good faith basis based on inextricably intertwined argument to present to this jury that this defendant went ahead and took a hammer to this man's truck right after she said she was beaten to a pulp and she was almost unconscious. How is that fair if the court doesn't allow this in for the jury to believe that and not hear the entire evidence as it was presented? We're allowed to rebut that on multiple bases as we presented the arguments to you. But the most is inextricably intertwined at this point.
Mr. Glass, you had stood up. Do you have a response?
The court made a pretrial ruling. I opened the door to nothing. They are asking you to reconsider a ruling you've already made. They've done this repeatedly, over and over and over. I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. It's unprofessional. It needs to stop. Court makes a ruling. You accept it. You move on. You win your trial. Good for you. You lose. Too bad. That's the way this works. You should deny their motion. Thank you.
Anything else you want to put on the record?
Judge, yes. Additionally, when the defendant testifies, they're considered a witness to the case, and the jury is to determine their credibility. And this also goes to the credibility of that.
The door was not open. That request is denied.
Boom.
What's the next request?
But I think at this point we should just.
Hold on. We can't do this where I have 3 lawyers arguing and talking.
But I'm not arguing on the prosecutor in this case. I'm saying that we are.
So are you taking over from Ms. De Leon right now?
Yes, I'm saying that we are.
So why don't we just switch places? What's the other request?
No, we're not making any other requests. We're done.
So no more requests for text messages to be commented?
No.
All right.
Prosecution waves the white flag.
Okay. We'll break for lunch as well. We'll come back right before 1. The jury's coming back right before 1. Thank you all.
Okay, so this is not good. I don't think this trial can see the end of this day. I would be surprised if we make it to the end of the day and they're still in trial, that this has not just crashed and spiraled out into a flaming ball of poo, which is what this has become. This is incredible. Wow. We're live again. We're caught up. Here's what I'll say. Oh, wait. First we have Legally Blonde who's calling in about the verdict, and she has some information, and the judge won't. Well, we'll let you. Here we go.
Call from Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde, thanks for waiting patiently for that.
Sure. Did I call at the right time? Sorry, I wasn't
called at the
listening.
Perfect time.
Excellent.
Tell us, we just watched the verdict a few minutes ago in the Ohio versus Thomas case. Saw you in the back there with Thomas's mom, and
yes.
And the verdict came in. Give us your take as that all went down.
I was not let down.
No, not as it went down. As it let down. As it went down. As it happened. As it transpired.
As it went down. Sorry. Well, not guilty, and the mom went yes, and I was like, oh God, And I don't know if you guys could see Mr. Engel. He turned around and shushed her.
Yeah.
And then when Thomas turned around and he smiled at his mom, and he saw me sitting next to her, and he smiled at me, and I tell you what, his smile literally lights up a room. He has the kindest smile I think I've ever seen on a human being.
Wow.
He has like a really gentle nature. Just like it's, when you're with someone, it's different than when you see them on TV, and just, he is a non-threatening person in my mind. He seems so gentle. Yeah. And let's talk about a mother's love for a second. So his mom lives in Virginia.
Ooh.
They moved this trial date around. She drove here. So she was in Jacksonville this weekend for a wedding, and then she was home in Virginia. She helps her daughter raise her granddaughter. Her daughter's in the reserves. Mm-hmm. And she drove here straight through the night yesterday to be here yesterday morning.
Wow.
And then she sat in court. That's why she was so tired yesterday.
Yeah.
She hadn't had any sleep at all. And so he was happy. And did you guys see when the judge was like, are you guys going to bring this again? And the prosecutor was like, well, it's not my choice, Judge. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. It made me wonder. I was wondering, what did you guys think, and what did chat say about, like, do you guys think do you think she believes in his guilt? The prosecutor?
I think she shook a little bit. I think she has convinced herself he was guilty during the trial, but now might be a little shook. Yeah. I don't think she wants to do this again. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I had that same thought. She looked, it was like, it's not my choice if I should bring it. I have to shoot. And then immediately she was like on her phone texting. She was texting like furiously. Mm-hmm. So the count.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Did you tell chat what happened to me and how they called me into the principal's office?
I was gonna let you do that.
Okay, so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there with Stephanie. That's Thornton's mom, and the bailiff comes over and says, Judge Oda was wondering if you would wait around. He wants to meet you. And I've felt like I was getting pulled over. Like my stomach jumped into my throat.
Am I under arrest?
I immediately started shaking. But then she came back and she told me not to worry. Just wanted to shake the hand of someone who took their free time to come and watch court proceedings. So I met with him. Awesome. And RA, you sent me some great questions to ask, and I had some of my own.
Good.
And I did get some. He said the one to look out for, the next trial that we really need to be looking out for is Ginley. I believe it's G-I-N as in Nancy, L as in legally blonde, E-Y. And he said it's a 77-year-old man who shot his wife in the back of the head, and he's claiming it was because she was so sick, she was done with life, and she wanted it to be over.
Oh, wow.
So he said, he said he was just arraigned, and I was like, oh, so trial's not going to be for a while. And he said no. He said trials, we arraign and try within 9 months in Warren County. He said cases do not sit here.
Wow.
9 months.
Tell that to
That's
Thornton.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I asked him when he decided to be a judge. He said he decided in 2002. They're elected here. He was elected in 2004, and he's been a judge ever since. Now, the question that you asked me to ask him, it was such a great question, and his answer was interesting. I said, what's your favorite part about being a judge? And he said, the fact that at least once a week I go home and I go, man, I just did not see that coming.
You're like, that's why I'm here too.
Yeah, and I did say that. I was like, me too, and I don't even get paid to be here.
That is cool.
And he said that his granddaughter, in fact, does not like popsicles. That's just a story he tells. She prefers ice cream.
That's hilarious. He just makes up a story. It's a great story, and it's different from what we hear in every other court. So.
I agree. It is a great story. So the counts for the hung. So count 2 was 5 to 7 guilty.
5,
count
7 guilty,
3,
5 not guilty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Count 3 was 11 to 1 guilty.
Oh.
And I saw some jurors in the parking lot on my way out, and they were friendly, and I walked up, and I just introduced myself. I said, I'm court watcher, all the, whatever. And I said, what, if you don't mind, can I ask you some questions? They said yes. And I said, what was the holdout, on counts 2 and 3? And the one juror was like, I'm not going to tell you that. The attorneys didn't even ask us that. I was like, oh, okay. And then we kept talking, and then I said, I asked, what was like the most overwhelming information to you? And this juror went into how, Thornton was the original aggressor. So I think she was the holdout.
Yeah.
I think she was the one.
You picked the right one to ask that question to.
And I asked them if they felt respected back there, and they said yes. And I said, did you feel heard? And they said yes. And I said, was there arguing? And she said, heated discussions. But she was a teacher, and I already was in, I just got sent to the principal's office mind frame, and I had my phone in my hand, and my phone was facing outward, and you text me while I was standing there, and she was reading our text messages. I was like, oh, this jerk. I get it. I would have done the same thing.
They're clean. I said, be respectful. Definitely approach them, be respectful. That's it. But.
Right. Well, yeah, and that you'd love to get the count, which I got from the judge, but it was funny that she was like, I was just like, and I said, I'm not a reporter. I'm just curious. Which I guess should I not have said, is that a lie? I mean, I don't want to be in trouble.
A reporter gets paid for reporting. You could be.
So I'm just nosy.
You could be like a citizen journalist or just a civilian journalist.
An independent journalist.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Reporters generally are it's a position, it's a hired position at a media company.
Okay.
So I think you're fine. But if you'd like to be that, we might have to talk.
I would be into that. I say it all the time in chat that if I had the means, I would travel to every trial you covered and go sit in court. 100%, hands down. That would be my.
I might need to get you an employee badge, a media badge. We might have to do that.
I would love that. I would absolutely do that.
We've done that for a couple other people, so
I would love that. I think that I am going to be able to walk into this courthouse in the next couple times I come here, and I'll be able to have friendly conversations with everyone. I mean, I've now had conversations with the judges, and I feel like I have a good relationship with these people. Even the guards work in the front.
The bailiffs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it.
What's awesome is I think that is a culture that starts from the judge and what goes down.
I agree.
And this is a good judge. He's a really good judge, and
I've yet to find a judge in this county that I don't like.
Yeah, don't go to Florida or Georgia. I'm just saying.
God, I don't even want to go to Hamilton County. That's where I live. I don't like those judges.
Yep.
These judges are lovely. I don't know about their police over here.
Well, don't go to jail there.
Brandon Reefers popped up on my People You May Know on Facebook. I was like,
I'm not sure who that is. Josh tells us that.
Yes, you are. He was our pro se defendant in this court.
Oh, okay. Awesome. now you can get connected.
I'm good.
Legally Blonde.
Yes.
The next hearing for Gerald Finley is October 21st. It's just a hearing, apparently. So it might.
What time is that?
I don't know. Josh just found it on the docket, but it's probably one of those things. Some of these hearings last like 3 seconds, so I'm not sure if it's worth 2 hours of commute. And I honestly
don't mind as long as I have to. I have to pick up my son's best friend from school that day. So as long as it's before that and I can get to him by 2:30, I'll be good. I can be there.
It's scheduled for the morning docket, but it could come anytime, as how the dockets work.
8:45 on 10/21. I can do that. It's in the calendar, boss.
All right. Seriously, we'll talk afterwards about maybe getting you a Top Mark Media badge and employee ID and email and everything else that we give out. So
I love that.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Headed home.
Drive safely, please, and have
yes, sir.
Have a great one. Thanks, Legally Blonde.
All right.
We'll see you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, my goodness. Wow. What a day. Legally Blonde has been a great court watcher for us. We do sometimes provide these media passes to different individuals as they work with courts frequently or if they're needed, depending on how the court works. It makes things a little bit smoother for them and allows us to negotiate with the court directly with the person on site so they can sort of speak for us and everything else. So it's all good. It's all good. All right. She's official now. We'll give her an email. All right. The spice in Daisy has gone off the charts, and it's only lunchtime. I have some things to say. As much as we just talked about a great judge with Legally Blonde, I'm struggling. With this judge. Not that she's pro-defense, but she doesn't seem to be pro-law. She is making some bad calls, and it feels to me like she's making bad calls based on who she likes in the courtroom, and it's not the state. I told Mrs. R.A. the other day, and I'll tell you guys here, that I think this judge, her next job should be Walmart greeter, but she would only qualify that after extensive training. I seriously think this is not the job for her, that she should not be in the legal profession, period. I struggle with this one a ton. The problem is, this affects everything. I mean, this is not just one case. There are hearings held by this judge and docket work, this everywhere. If this is what happens here, and this is happening in front of the camera, what else has happened? What else goes on? What injustices? It says, is every single case that this prosecutor brings before this judge get handled this way because she doesn't like him? Or number 2 or number 3 on the prosecution? The bias is blatant to me. And I think that this trial should not go any further. As much as I want to watch this to a conclusion, I think that this trial needs to stop, that there needs to be a recusal put in, because we've reached a point where justice is not being served. Oh, we can reach it. We can get to a verdict, or why not you just grant the JOA now, Judge? Seriously, we could get to a verdict and we can have a conclusion, wrap this case up. But I don't think we can feel confident about the verdict, and I think it was going to go to obviously if there's a conviction, it's going to go to appeal. But it's just the nonstop objection, overruled, objection, overruled, objection, overruled, objection, overruled. When we're dealing with hearsay issues, and hearsay issues are complicated. There have to be exceptions. There have to be everything. We're telling entire stories, overruling the objection hearsay. And yes, some of them might have been excited utterance. Not for the truth of the matter, the effect on the listener. It could have, all these different things need to be discussed, and I just don't think the judge is in her head checking off each exception as these come in and saying, nope, that's what was happening here, without any argument from either side. I don't like talking bad about judges or lawyers. Obviously, I respect their profession, but I think what we have happening here is harming justice on a big way, and it needs to stop. That's my 5 cents. Catsy Corner, is this trial in Orlando? Thank you. It's in Miami-Dade. I'm not sure exactly what the city is. Miami-Dade County, I believe. I kind of explained it. That's say no more, you say. Can judges get impeached? I don't think they can be impeached. I think they can be removed through Supreme Court actions could remove a very, very bad judge. Usually it would require some sort of criminal activity on their part, I think, to get to that point. The typical way to get a judge out of office is just not re-elect them when they're up for retention vote. That's usually how it happens. Sounds like the state is arguing stuff that was decided in pretrial motions. Yeah, but opening the door, that's what you're opening the door to, a pretrial motion. The Parkland shooter judge was often emotional, just like this judge. While the facts of the case are different, I don't feel that we were this hard on that judge. Thoughts? I love the conversation. I think she was wrong as well, and I think she lost her job over it. Yeah, and I think she either quit or was fired, wasn't she? She was removed, either one of the two, either by her choice or someone else, but she's no longer a judge. Correct me if I'm wrong. The governor can remove via Florida Constitution. Must be egregious, though. We've got issues. We've got big issues here. That judge was not as blatant. I don't think she was. She did some things that were bad optically, as far as photo ops with the defense or with the photo ops with the prosecution. I think it was. I forget. But we had whichever side it was. She resigned. Yeah. Anyway, you're right. She's no longer a judge. Okay. Let's go to lunch. I'm fired up, first of all. I'm thrilled. I'm over the moon because Legally Blonde did a great job reporting for us, and we got all the information. I think that the count means that they are going to retry. I think we're going to see that case come back, at least one of them, if not both, for the assault. And I think that lunch is not going to make the situation better in the Daisy trial. So when are they coming back in Daisy? It's 12:30 right now. Are we coming back at 1? Can somebody tell me? I forgot what the judge said. Yes, 1 p.m. Okay, that gives us only half an hour. So I'll hurry and run and grab some lunch. Mrs. R.A. is gone, so I'm fending for myself on that one. We are now just going to be on the Daisy. I call it Daisy. There we go. Daisy is how I should say it. Daisy is a computer game, which I like watching people play. Okay. When we come back, just to let you know where we're at in that trial, the prosecution is about to cross-examine Daisy. I'm sorry, I keep doing it. Use the funny thumbnail. If I can find it, I will. Let me find it here. I'll take a thumbnail. Florida View link. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the right one. There we go. All right, we're going to start at 1:55. That'll give us 5 minutes before the judge shows up. It will be spicy from the get-go. Just know that's going to happen. But also, the state has been waving the white flag. They just dropped everything they wanted to talk to the judge. They're not even going to try anymore, which shows you they're at the end of their ropes. I think they might be looking at the nuclear option, which would be to ask for the recusal of the judge. That might all be coming right after lunch. So Rust is better than Daisy. Just saying, oh, stab my heart. Who needs a portal buddy? Everybody, because I'm going to be building that in just a second. Let me get the music going so we can get some lunchtime scheduled. All right. Refresh. There we go. You're not going to want to miss the afternoon. It's going to get good. There we go. Portal was built. We're going to transfer you all over there. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again in 30 minutes, or last 25 minutes roughly. Did I say 82 minutes? 12:55. 12:55. Okay, not 1:55. I'm sorry. I did a boo-boo. I will fix that. We'll be live at 12:55. If I can find it. There's the time. All right. We'll start just before 1, and the fight continues. We'll see you guys there. Be good to each other. Have a good lunch. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
I'm not going to argue about semantics here.